What would a healthy Kyrie Irving look like for the Dallas Mavericks? It's that type of day already. What would he look like for the Dallas Mavericks next season? I'll make it through today's show, hopefully. We'll do it next on the DLLS Mavs podcast. What's up? It's the DLLS Mavs podcast live at a golf course today. Welcome to the DLLS Mavs podcast. We are live at the 59th annual Bryan Industries Golf Classic, supporting big brothers, big sisters. I'm your man, Kevin Gray, alongside our DLLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Harrod Jr., and our DLLS Mavs analyst, Bobby Corello. We are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys covering your favorite team, no matter wherever we are, what parts of the earth.
Yeah.
Vegas, a golf course, a studio. We're here for you all. We've got some special guests coming up on our show today. Yes, we're going to be dialing up the Stein line at 11 o'clock today. Stein made my night spicy last night. We got a lot to get into when it comes to the Mavs GM search. We've already had a head coach fired today already. They have former Mavericks ties, so we'll get into that. Plus, we'll be welcoming a couple of guests when it comes to big brothers, big sisters as well on this marvelous Monday. Ron Harrod Jr., what's going on?
I'm doing good. We're at the golf course. We got a nice little breeze. Really, I'm just interested. You said Stein spiced up your night. I just want to know just what did that entail of, but I guess we'll get to that later.
Details will come later.
I'm feeling a little sentimental today, guys. So we are technically in Louisville.
That's right.
Now we're like right on the borderline of a bunch of different cities. Everything kind of converges right around here, but this is my first time ever doing a live show of any kind in my hometown. This is my first time doing a podcast in Louisville in probably 12 years. Yeah, so returning to my roots. Now again, for those of you who lived in Louisville or lived near Louisville, obviously again Castle Hills it's technically Louisville. I grew up like College and Garden Ridge area. We're over kind of by 121 and like 544. So, very opposite sides of town, but it is still nice to be back in Louisville. Throw your L's up, put your pitchforks up, farmer pride, far down in a town so noble, challenging the eye, etc.
Bobby putting on for Louisville.
Always.
Back to his hood, man.
Maroon.
We got Bobby in his hood putting on.
Come on, farmers, let's fight.
Oh, there we go. As Bobby mentioned, yes, we are live here at the Lakes at Castle Hills Golf Club here. On this Monday, supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters, their 59th annual Bryan Industries Golf Classic that will be taking place today. So we're excited to be partnering with Big Brothers Big Sisters as we do across the entire All City Network. Here at DLLS Sports, we will have Nick Cooper, BBBS Regional Board member, and Nick Crain as well. Joining us a little bit later on in the show. In fact, at 10:15, we'll be having our first guest. So,
and we are set up right across from a grill where they're cooking up some food, and it just smells so
I'm surprised
good.
you haven't leapt over the table.
This is like just, an all-time, we've got to lock in right now. Okay,
Seatbelt and all, huh? Seatbelt and all.
It is going to take a lot of restraint for me to not get over there.
I mean, because
someone needs to put the seatbelt on me. I guess I can't seatbelt myself.
Yeah, no, you can technically lock yourself in. The question is, are they using wild fork meat and seafood?
I bet, based on how good it smells, I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are. It'll also be good to see Kyrie Irving next year. Kyrie Irving, who, of course, missed the entire 25-26 season with his torn ACL after suffering that injury last March against the Sacramento Kings. We thought maybe he could return by the time we got to the midway point of the season, maybe after the All-Star break, but he and the team deciding that it was best for him to sit out for the entirety of this season, where he will go into next year on a $44 million contract. And the question will be, Ron Harrod Jr., we saw what a healthy Kyrie Irving could look like when he's at his best before he got hurt last year, playing at an all-NBA level before he got hurt last March. We were not able to see him this year. What will a healthy Kyrie Irving, if he's on this team next year, look like for the Dallas Mavericks?
I mean, he's your best shooter at this point, like with the ball in his hand. Klay Thompson's a great shooter. He can't really create shots for himself. Kyrie can still create shots for you, so he's your best on-ball shooter. He's your best playmaker as well. He can create a lot of opportunities for a lot of players due to his ability to score the basketball efficiently. He was, basically 52% from two in his last season, the 2024-25 season, and he shot 40.1% from beyond the arc. He overall was insanely efficient. He's been efficient his whole career. He's one of those players that's always played around that 50, 40, 90 kind of mark as a player, which has been the mark for efficiency. With Kyrie Irving back in a Mavericks jersey, fully healthy as he's looked, he was on Twitch or he was on some streaming platform working out over this weekend at the Kyrie Irving Classic with one of the Mavs assistant coaches, missing 94 feet, and he looked great. He always looks good when he's working out with Phil Handy or with any of the Mavs assistant coaches. I got a chance to see him do some scrimmaging. He looks great there. I think he'll be near, if not 100% by training camp, and that should make every single Mavs fan very happy to see Kyrie Irving healthy.
He not only is, one of the most skilled players even at his age now in the NBA, but he's also become a really good leader, a great leader, really kind of this galvanizing force in the Mavs. Not only because I think he's got the wisdom and all that stuff and the experience and the cachet, but also he's just really dang cool to watch. And every player on the team, and most players in the league at this point grew up watching him. So these guys idolize him, and so there's that super slow motion Phantom Cam angle of that crossover three he hit on PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
In Game 6 to close out the Clippers back in 2024. And Daniel Gafford and Jaden Hardy and Josh Green and the whole Mavs bench, Brandon Williams poking his head way out from the end of the bench. They were all just in awe of this guy.
Yeah.
And the whole team is. But, I mean, more importantly on the court, I mean, he is still just so dang good. He's quick, he's fast, he's agile. He can pull up from anywhere on the court. He can create his own shot. He's good at giving the ball up, getting off the ball, relocating, catching and shooting. I was trying to find the stat, but for some reason NBA Stats website is not working right now, and so I'm kind of out of my depths.
Yeah.
But in 23-24, isolation was the main source of the Mavs offense. It was just Luka or Kyrie create a mismatch and go to work. And Kyrie that season was, if not the best, I'm trying to remember the stat, but he was top 5 or top 10 in amount of shots taken that were contested. And he was also top 5 or top 10 in converting those looks. It doesn't matter if you're on him or if he's open. He's going to put the ball through the hoop because he's just that technically sound. And the guarded shots matters a lot because if the Mavs don't add a ton of shooting, Kyrie will face a lot of pressure, even though Coop is on the court. He will always have 1 or 2 guys following him around wherever he is. And so the ability to make tough shots, obviously creating easy shots, creating good shots is goal number 1 in an offense, but things don't always go according to plan, right? And so if Kyrie, and to a degree, Coop, can improve in that a little bit, but I don't know if he's going to get there in year 2. But if Kyrie can do that again, then this offense instantly becomes way better, because not only is he going to create easier looks for his teammates, but he's also going to make the tough shots that no one else on the team was capable of knocking down last season. So it's a twofold increase.
Kyrie Irving next year will be entering his 16th NBA season. He will turn 35 next March. And as Ron mentioned, a guy who averaged nearly 25 points per game during the 24-25 season. And part of the statement that was made when the team and he decided to not play this season, of course, came from him and his agent, who is his stepmother, Shatila Riley Irving, who talked about the idea that, of course, they're not going to play this year, but also they want a chance to compete for a championship next year. And obviously, not only that statement, but conversations around this team from fans and folks who watch and talk about this team discuss the idea, should this team bring back Kyrie Irving, given the lack of assets that they have as they tried to build around Cooper Flagg, but also what does a player who's entering his 16th season, who is turning 35 next March, how much does he have left in the tank, and how effective can he be in terms of trying to help a team get close to winning a championship? And are the Mavericks and he on the same timeline if Kyrie's desire is to win a championship here in the next year or two? How does that reconcile and jive for someone maybe in that position?
Yeah, one is someone that's not an expert, but getting used to coach speak. I guess we can call that agent speak. Like, there's no player that's not going to say that they want to win a championship. What's his goal, to win 30 games? Like, he's 35 years old. It's not the goal, even if you don't succeed in doing said thing. It's like really realistically every year, like 3 championship contenders. If every single player wants to quote unquote play for a championship, they can only go to really 3 to 4, maybe in a great year 5 squads. So like, it's just like at his position, his goal was going to be to play for a championship every single season. We understand that the Mavs are not going to be playing for a championship next season, probably even the year after that. So I can see like some Mavs fans would beg the question, well, why would he want to stay here? Well, as someone that was in New York City when he was in New York City, I don't think he wants to even risk that type of incident going back. Right now, Kyrie Irving can tweet what he wants. He can retweet what he wants. He can go on live when he wants. And absolutely no one has anything to say because no one in Dallas cares. The goal, if you are a player in the state of Texas, can you play your sport well? These fans will put up with a lot of stuff if you can play basketball well. And for Kyrie Irving, that's what he wants to do. He wants to be himself, but more than anything, he wants to play basketball. And since he's come to Dallas, essentially no bad PR. If he's not had to fight through any battles, he hasn't had to quote unquote prove who he is while being here. This is the best place for Kyrie Irving not only to be who he is, and that's Kyrie Drew, Uncle Drew, but he can also be an elite basketball player. And this feels, for where Kyrie Irving is in his career, this is where he can be the most. This is where he can be himself the most.
Well, I understand why, he and I guess she said that, but him by proxy.
Yeah.
Obviously she's speaking for Kyrie there, at least on his behalf. Because Kyrie was here with AD, they played one half together. It was incredible. And then AD got hurt, and then Kyrie got hurt, and then AD got healthy, and then they traded him. And now Kyrie's looking around like, wait a minute, I thought this was the whole point, And the Mavs are pivoting to, okay, let's stockpile some second-round picks and hope that we get lucky on lottery night. And, Clay's getting up there. Maybe they move him, and PJ and Coop, I don't know if they're a fit. We might choose the 19-year-old there and, try and keep retooling. And so I get why Kyrie would think, hey, I didn't re-sign last summer under the premise that this is going to be a rebuild. I took a discount last summer so that you could go out and get guys that you then turned around and immediately traded before I even got healthy. And by the way, you didn't let me come back last year, So Kyrie's got a little bit of leverage here and can make a stink if he wants. Now, I don't think that's what he's doing, and I don't think that's what he wants to do. I think he wants to just play basketball. But I don't think he wants to win 35 games, like you said.
No.
I think he wants to win 55 games. I think he wants to win 16 games in late April and May and June. And, can the Mavs go from 12th or 13th in the West or whatever to 4th in the West next year and make it to the second round or the third round and say, hey, we're building towards something? Possibly. But I think by Kyrie and his camp saying that, I think that's his way of saying, I would rather you try and do that than say, let's shoot for 7th and just hope that someone turns an ankle and we get lucky,
Respect.
Yeah, I don't think he's like applying pressure, but I also don't think he wants to ever have to deal with counting ping pong balls ever again in his career, nor should he.
Kyrie Irving next year will make $39.4 million, and then he will have a player option for the 27-28 year, where he will have a chance to earn over $42 million on that player option.
He's going to make like $10-15 million a year less than Jamahl Murray.
It's a deal.
Pretty fantastic deal.
It's a good deal.
That player option has to be exercised by June 29, 2027.
The eve of free agency?
The eve of free agency.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That's not going to be nervous at all.
Exactly. So that kind of gives you a timeline in terms of what his contract numbers look like and the kind of money that he'll be making over the next couple of years. As Bobby mentioned, did take a little bit of a haircut in order to remain here in Dallas, which you love every superstar to do if they're in the position to do that, to try to help out the team.
Yes. He is stamped as a Mavs legend. Even though that discount led to D'Lo coming here. The fact that
that's where I was getting to.
I was like, did it? It's still like that is selflessness. That is leadership. That is putting the team before yourself. Like, even though $40 million is still a whole lot of money, we combined won't make that in our lifetimes. Probably. Ron might. But KG, you and I are already over the hill.
Speak for yourself.
But yeah, that is exactly what I want to see in the leader of my team.
And I'll take the opposite end for 30 seconds. This is why you don't give money back, because your team might sign D'Angelo Russell. Make the team
fair point.
Back, though. I mean,
make the team do what they're supposed to do while getting everything that you're worth. Because otherwise, they might sign D'Angelo Russell.
Fair point. But then, I mean, there's the optics thing of we tried to get good while you were hurt, but you didn't take a discount, and then it just becomes ugly, man.
Yeah, because then I'll hit you back. Well, that's not my problem.
Well,
but then
if you do that, you can't come out and say, "Well, why didn't you get better?"
Exactly. Yes. But
we slope.
Appreciate Kyrie for doing what he did. Y'all do better by Kyrie. Don't sign D'Angelo Russell.
Absolutely.
Don't do that again.
Absolutely.
Let's take our first break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, we'll be joined by a special guest. We're live here at the 59th annual Bright Industries Golf Classic here at Castle Hills here in Louisville. We'll do all that and more coming up next.
But first, you can predict the playoff action all the way to the finals. Folks, I have no idea how many of you were brave enough to say that the Magic would even make it to Game 7.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure there were a lot of you thinking that the Magic are going to win this series. Multiple different points throughout the series, but that was going back and forth. But I'm sure the FanDuel Predicts action was going wild all throughout that series. But right now, if you sign up and you want to play and put your money where your mouth is, well, you just get a $25 bonus just for making an account. How about that? So what are you waiting for? You can predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments to make the playoffs, where one run, one rebound, and one shot changes everything. Again, download FanDuel Predicts today. Get a $25 bonus just for playing. Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commissions merchant. I always slip up on that. Must be 18 or older to play. Bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with our consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predict/bonus offer terms today.
And if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you want to show it off. And Branded Bills Premium Headwear and Apparel can help you do that. Where you need snapbacks, truckers, fitted beanies, or tees, Branded Bills has you covered with performance and Ron Harrod Jr.'s style, of course. Looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd? Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear in the game today. You can start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel that you need, know, and love. In fact, they've got a partnership with over 40-plus colleges as well, including Tanner's Baylor Bears as well, TCU, Texas Tech, all kinds of stuff when it comes to their campus collection.
TCU Horned Frogs, baby.
That's right, the Horned Frogs. Very good, Ron. Very, very good. Head to brandedbills.com. Use code BBDLLS15 for 15% off your first order. Again, that's BBDLLS15 for 15% off your first order with brandedbills.com premium headwear and apparel. Make sure you check them out today. We are back here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs beat writer Ron Harrod Jr., our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Krella. And we are joined here at the 59th annual Bright Industries Golf Classic here at Castle Hills in Louisville by Big Leaders board member Bryan Cooper, joining us here on the program this morning.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us here.
Absolutely.
Bryan, tell us why we're here today. Why are we here today?
We are here today to raise money and celebrate Big Brothers Big Sisters. We're an organization nationwide, but more specifically, this one's based in Dallas, Fort Worth, Tarrant County, and now all the way down to Austin and throughout Texas. So not only are we raising money, but just raising awareness for the different mentorship opportunities out here that spread across the Dallas area. We're always looking for people to come help and be mentors to kids from the ages of, I think we start at 6, 7, 8 years old, or there's a high school-based program if you're not comfortable with that and you want to be with a high schooler, and then we just go from there.
We've had Stephen Dial, who's a local newscaster, on our show a couple times, and during the NFL draft, he and another big brought their littles to the draft party, and it was awesome. It was really, really cool. Yeah. Stephen is in Dallas. Mm-hmm. You said this goes through the whole area. So what if I live in Louisville, for example? Like, are there kids in Louisville, or how do you get matched with someone?
Yeah, so there's a whole matching process, background check, everything like that. You put in your interests, whether you're, Spanish speaking, different different races, and then they try to match you with the little based on gender and your interests and hobbies and things like that. I'm actually in our iMentor program, which is our high school based program. So my mentee Steven, he's a senior. So we've been matched since he was a freshman. So he'll be graduating this May from Irving High School.
That's awesome.
And there's a couple other high schools in the area that we do that as well.
Nice.
And if we have like a nephew and he's coming up, he's in high school, how does he, I guess, get a big in the program?
Yeah, so I probably will misspeak, so you can fact check myself afterwards. But there's programs within the high school that the kids sign up for if it's high school based, and I'm pretty sure that parents have to drive a lot of that just due to the age of the children. And then the community based one, which is the younger kids, those ones are parent driven. They reach out, do a sign up form. They go through their own process and then no matching process with the mentors. But the list of kids that need a mentor is continuing to grow, even though we get more and more mentors every year. So there is a huge wait list, and the wait list is mainly male. So if you are a male out there looking to, from the high school based program, it's an hour a month in person, and then 30 minutes online once a week. It's a good way to get involved. And then the community based ones on the weekends, and Big Brothers Big Sisters puts on different activities for you to go do things with your little.
Nice.
Like Stephen did. Yep.
So this golf course is awesome. Now, KG, I don't want to speak for you, but earlier, whenever we were setting up, Ron admitted he didn't know how many holes were on a golf course.
Oh, wow.
Whenever I swing, usually I can hit the ball, but it kind of goes,
That's all right.
It goes in a direction.
Yeah. That's good.
Now, KG, I don't know how avid a golfer you are, but for folks that just like playing golf, is this event open to anyone that wants to play?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I mean, that's the beauty of golf too. Anyone can play. That's why they have the handicap system. And at the end of the day, I think it's similar with Big Brother, Big Sisters. If you're interested, just go try it. Same thing with golf. If you're interested, go try it. No one's gonna. You can hit a few, pick up your ball, drop it on the green, putt, and move on to the next hole. No one's gonna bat an eye.
All right, so you and I got
Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
We're good. And you do it 18 times.
Yeah,
we're good.
And if they do bat an eye, then might find someone new to play with.
That's right. So tell us, what's your handicap? What's your handicap on the course?
I am a 4 handicap.
Okay, so not bad.
Yes.
Not bad at all. How long have you been playing?
I grew up playing for fun, then played competitive in middle school, but then chose to play lacrosse through college. So golf's now the hobby. Now that I'm too old to play lacrosse.
And where'd you play lacrosse at?
Virginia Tech.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. We got a Hokie on the program.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Cool,
Shout out to
cool,
Blacksburg.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out Blacksburg.
Big things this year, hopefully.
Yeah.
Minus a guy getting caught on a Jumbotron.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
I don't want to talk about that here.
yeah.
Virginia Tech's a good time. I've been 1,000 times.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I went to
Tanner,
Radford for
at it.
undergrad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Exactly.
I've been 1,000 times.
I know.
So were you going crazy every time?
No, Virginia Tech's a great time. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a great time. I've had, you meet great people there. I think that's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just in Roanoke yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you went crazy every time Enter Sandman dropped, and
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of jumping. We had the Metallica concert last year that I attended.
Very nice.
So lots of things to look forward to.
Well, good deal. So what can we expect out here today as far as the event is concerned, and what we can look forward to on the course out here?
Yeah, so for the event, golfers are getting ready to go. I think they tee off at 11:30 after a little, rah get together. We got to thank our sponsors. There's sponsors on every hole. We have a hole with a long drive person on it. So she'll pump your ball out there 400 yards. It's remarkable to see.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, my God.
And then we've got lunch, and then I think cocktails and dinner afterwards.
Very nice.
And then it's a shotgun start. People just go out there and have fun.
Nice. So then, does it happen here every year?
Yes.
Okay.
We've been here as long as I can remember. I've been involved since 2019, I believe.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
And
Okay.
if I wanted to, I was like, I want to join the program, and I'd like a little, I like to help somebody out. What would be my process? If somebody listening, I'd like to help somebody.
Yeah, I would honestly just Google DFW Big Brother Big Sisters. I don't know the exact www.com address, but we're out there. And I believe right at the top of the page, there's a sign up link. You go put your name. They'll call you with a resource expert to kind of ask you some questions, get what you're interested in, whether that's community based or high school based program. Ask your interest, then you go through the background process, and then they match you.
Nice.
It's dope.
Yeah. It's an awesome program, man.
It is.
And it goes all the way down, like, if you're in DeSoto, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think the community-based programs more spread out just because it is that home. You go pick up the kid from the home, take him into the community, do an event, do an activity. The high school one, there's more designated high schools that they do it at.
Perfect.
Well, we look forward to today's event. Before we let you go, one more time, tell folks how they can get involved. And again, today, what we're going to be looking forward to here at the Classic today.
Yeah. So to get involved, just go to, I think, just bigbrothersbigsisters.com or go to Google and search more specifically for your region. It doesn't even have to be Dallas based. Like I said, it's a national organization. I was involved not really involved as a child, but my dad was involved. We lived in Atlanta growing up, so I know the Atlanta Big Brother Big Sisters program. So just go search where you're from. There's got to be an organization out there that you can get involved with. Hit that sign up link. The worst you can do is just see if you're interested, see if it works with your schedule.
Sure.
Like I said, I think just in this area alone, we're 200 to 400 men on the wait list, young men. So. Wow. You know, males are the push for mentors, but there also are women mentees out there as well, young women mentees out there that need their mentors too. And then today, just a fun day. Hopefully the wind dies down a little bit, but it's other than that, it's beautiful out. There'll be all the holes full with golfers. Shotgun start at 11:30. Lots of fundraising, lots of fun.
Awesome.
I feel like the wind is like a built-in excuse, though. That would be perfect.
Oh yes.
Like, I mean, it would have gone. Like it was going to go that way.
It was going to go in, but the wind pushed it. Absolutely.
Or it maybe gives me an extra 10 or 15 feet.
I know.
See, that's the trick to golf.
Any hot NBA draft opinions?
Well, so like Steven, he's from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, so I'm a little biased towards the Atlanta sports teams.
All right.
We lost
Tanner, cut him.
we lost our Thrashers, so I became a Stars fan.
Okay. Tanner, turn the mic up.
And then the sad thing was flipping from the Stars game over to the Hawks.
Oh my God!
At 78-26. Yeah, let's just say I went back to the intermission report.
Fair enough,
dude. That was awful. I can't imagine.
Hot takes.
We've been through some stuff as Mavs fans, right? So I can, but a 50-point loss.
Maybe another first round. First pick overall for the Mavericks won't be so bad.
When the Hawks keep jumping the Mavs in the lottery too, we do a spin every day, and the Hawks keep getting up there.
When you get beat like that, you need something.
All right, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Yeah,
appreciate you, man. That's Bryan Cooper, Big Leaders Board member, joining us here on the program today.
Good luck today.
Again, we are here at the 59th annual Bright Industries Golf Classic here at the Lakes at Castle Hills in Bobby's hometown of Louisville, Texas.
Dude, doesn't just the sun shine brighter? The air feels fresher in Louisville. The birds chirp just a little louder, but not too loud.
I can breathe a little better out here.
It smells great.
I'm just taking in the fumes of the barbecue.
It's incredible. God, Louisville really is. Louisville is the best town.
Like the breeze is blowing. Like the air smooth. I wasn't sure if it was the barbecue. Maybe Tanner's aura is blowing over here.
That's a great call. The aura of Tanner Rodman is
just
coming this way.
Probably just all those things.
Yeah. Tanner got so much more. He don't even need headphones today. He's just listening to us, just talking everything else. Let's take our next break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, let's take a trip around the association. We talked to Bryan about his Atlanta Hawks. We've already had a coach fired today in the association that had former Mavericks ties. I'll tell you who could be the next head coach potentially there. We'll do all that and more coming up next.
And Juno's Liquor started with the simple goal to build a liquor store that people can enjoy by visiting everybody. We're out here at the golf course. There are some things that maybe I could have snuck in here, everyone. From Juno's Liquor. Don't tell GM Ben. He's talking right now.
Oh, my God.
He probably would have drank something with you, honestly.
Something in and give it here.
He probably would have drank it with you.
I could have maybe had some in this pocket right here from Juno's Liquor. It could have been maybe our favorite Pink Whitney, of the show. One of many things. Maybe a little Jack Daniels. Maybe something just to give you a little feel, right? Just to make you feel a little bit something. And Geno's Liquor, if you're ever like questioning, like, what do I want? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? There's always someone there to help you find what's needed for you. It could be your friends, it could be your family, and they're in Arlington, Irving, and Keller, everyone. So find all your high-quality spirits at a great price at your local Junos. Tell them DLLS sent you to get 10% off of your first purchase and continue to support your Dallas small businesses. Geno's Liquor.
So I'm coming up on my 35th birthday. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. And, guys, once you get on the other side of 30, your body kind of starts changing. There's actually this protein called SHBG, which stands for some heckin' bad guy. That's not actually what it stands for. But basically what it does is it can lock your testosterone essentially behind the paywall. And it's really, really tough to access it at times. And, that makes it tougher to go to the gym. It makes it tough to feel some energy. For me, it makes it tough sometimes in the morning when I got to wake up early to get out to Louisville. Even though I'm excited to get out here, a 6:30 wake-up call for me is pretty tough to deal with sometimes. And so our friends at Mars Men, though, they want to help get you right with their natural testosterone support. It is 8 natural, clinically dosed ingredients, and more than 90% of folks who have tried it have reported feeling higher energy levels. This is all natural, no synthetics, no needles, no nothing. It is straight nature, Mother Nature's gift to us, and it's made in the USA and third-party tested as well. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. For a limited time, our listeners can get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. Again, mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. Support our show and tell them that DLLS sent you.
We're back here on the DLLS Mavs podcast live at the 59th Annual Bryan Industries Golf Classic here at the Lake at Castle Hills in Louisville, Texas. We support Big Brothers, Big Sisters coming up here. In about,
beautiful day out here, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful out here this morning here in Louisville. Coming up here in 13 minutes, Nick Crain, BBBS Regional Board member, is going to be joining us here on the program. We'll dial up the Stein line at 11 a.m. right here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Our guy Stein dropping some hot news and notes last night. A lot of intel when it comes to your Dallas Mavericks, as we are just now 6 days away, boys and girls, from the NBA draft lottery. We will have a live draft lottery show on Sunday, on Bobby's birthday and Mother's Day, on Sunday afternoon. So,
1:45 start to that, right? I think for our show this weekend.
Yep, 1:45 start.
So mark your calendar for 1:45 p.m. Sunday afternoon. We will be live during the NBA draft lottery as we react to where the Mavericks will potentially be as far as the 2026 NBA draft is concerned, which will take place June 23rd and 24th in New York. Let's take a trip around the association, though, because things already happening across the association, starting in Orlando this morning, where Jamahl Mosley, after 5 seasons with the Orlando Magic, and the Magic, of course, blowing a 3-1 series lead, they have fired Mosley today, as he has been dismissed as their head coach after 3 consecutive playoff runs, and, of course, getting blown out in Game 7 against Detroit basketball and the Pistons yesterday. Jamahl Mosley out in Orlando, of course, former assistant coach here in Dallas under Rick Carlisle during his time here with the Dallas Mavericks. Bobby, I'll start with you. You know and have been around Jamahl Mosley for years when he was here in Dallas. Your reaction to Mose being out in Orlando now?
Hate to see it, man. He is a great dude. He's a great dude. I think he's a very good coach, very good motivator of people, very good leader of people. Just a really good dude. And I think, who knows what goes on behind the scenes. We never know who pushes for stuff, whether it's a GM or whether it's an owner or whether it's a coach or whether it's the players, whatever. But, I mean, for Orlando to go all in on Desmond Bane, which is a trade that really shocked kind of the whole NBA world, it didn't work out. Was that the coach's idea or was that the GM's idea?
Interesting.
Paolo Banchero pick, whose idea was that? Franz Wagner can't stay healthy. Whose fault is that? I know it's not the coach's fault. So, it seems like now again, I'm on the outside looking in. I literally have no idea what happened down there, but it really does feel like he is paying the price for other people's is either misfortune or failure or both. And that's kind of a disappointment, man, because I want to see him succeed. But apparently he'll be an in-demand guy. I don't know if that's New Orleans, like Stein has reported, or if that's elsewhere. But hopefully he lands somewhere on his feet because I think that man deserves to be coaching.
Magic president Jeff Weltman had just signed a contract extension prior to Orlando making their run to the NBA Cup Final Four. So their president is still in place right now.
It's crazy because it feels like the GM is the one that makes the trade, but the coach is the one that would lead them to the Cup.
That's right.
But I guess whatever.
Your reaction? What you think? Blew the 3 games to 1 lead against Detroit. Had a 24-point lead in Game 6 on their home floor in Orlando.
That is tough.
I don't know if you're going to survive that.
Yeah, I mean, Jamahl Mosley pulled off one of the very rare trifectas in the season of we're going to fire you before we get to the playoffs. Oh, no, they accidentally made the playoffs. Oh, no, they can actually win the playoffs. He saved his job. And then, oh, no, he blew the 3-1 lead, so now we have to fire him. It's very rare It's very rare.
He was already on the hot seat before all of that. He was already on the hot seat.
Full
they were only a game out of 5th, though. I mean, it's not like they had a game out of 5th for all the injuries they dealt with.
I think they had a 50 win over-under. I think before, prior to the season, I picked them just on
I
Instagram
thought they were going to top 4
to make the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I would just think again, some of this is injuries, but I think they underachieved. Now, is that on the coach? Not 100%. Again, we talked about the GM gets an extension for building a bad roster. I mean, the roster does not fit. Franz Wagner and Paulo Banchero are 2 superstars that may be good on their own squads, but together they're not a great fit. They never have been a good fit. All the numbers essentially show the fit.
Who is going to make that work? I
don't know.
I don't think any coach could have made that work. I'm not sure. Ime and Jamahl Mosley are similar in some ways where I'm not sure if they're making the moves because Stone is in Houston clearly as well. But they feel like they're like Mike Tomlin in the NFL, where Mike Tomlin wasn't necessarily making the moves, but he was making the moves. Like he was associated with these things. These coaches are very involved in team building, and these teams normally fit their image. And the Magic can play defense. That wasn't the thing. They played amazing defense against the Pistons. The Pistons didn't shoot good except for Game 7 the whole series. He coached a great defensive game. But that's what happened with Ime and the Houston Rockets this year. That's what happened with Jamahl Mosley and the Orlando Magic. And that happened with Mike Tomlin for a decade in Pittsburgh. It was a very defensive slanted rosters for all of those guys. And they share a lot of similarities in that way. And while they aren't the GM, clearly, if every year it's defense, not offense, and you're known as a defensive guy, you have to have some say in that.
With Orlando firing Jamahl Mosley, this now makes the 5th team in the NBA that's going to be looking for his head coach. Milwaukee's already made their hire in hiring Taylor Jenkins to replace Doc Rivers. But now Orlando joins New Orleans, Chicago, and Portland, who's also looking for a new head coach. So
which of those jobs? So Orlando, Chicago, Portland, New Orleans. Which of those, if you were a coaching candidate, which one would you want to go to? I feel like either Orlando or, Portland, you're not going to get paid. Maybe.
But Portland, you're not going to get paid.
I don't know. None. I mean,
New Orleans feels like that.
New Orleans
feels like they have some talent.
It feels like they could be fun.
But then you have to work with the front office and the GM
and you're in the West.
owner.
And in the Western Conference.
It's, I'm be honest, there's only 30 jobs. Basically, if the job's open, that's 2 offers. You kind of have to take the job.
I don't know, dude. Orlando feels like the best job.
And Chicago's offering you pretty much a blank slate there. I mean, they got, you got picks, you got money.
Bulls.
Probably won't be the only jobs open, though. I'm sure some others
there may be.
Because Bulls, you'll get paid. You technically have free reign, and you won't get fired easily. And it's kind of a win for this. I'm be honest. The goals win championships, yeah. But you want to get paid when you want to have a chance to build your own squad. And Chicago gives you the best chance of that.
Yeah, we'll see with
big market too.
With Ime and Houston, is that going to stick around?
We'll see.
I don't think that Boston is going to make any changes after they lost. But if I could maybe change the subject a little bit,
sure.
Celtics lose. Brad Stevens, future.
Oh boy, how about that last night,
guys? How we feeling?
Real quick, give credit to the Sixers for going on the road not once, not twice, but 3 times and beating Boston in that building 3 times to win that series, including Game 7 yesterday to take out Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who did not play in Game 7. Obviously, our guy Stein has talked about the big game hunting that the Mavericks have been trying to do with the likes of Sam Presti, Tim Conley, which we'll get into more later. Brad Stevens, who for the second time in 3 seasons won NBA's Executive of the Year this year. All of a sudden, he's got some free time on his hands after a first-round exit.
I'm just saying. You know who's made it out of the first round each of the last 2 times they've been in the playoffs over the last 4 years?
Oh,
the Dallas Mavericks. And by 4, I mean the last 5 years. It's literally been that is not good.
Yeah, but
2 for 2.
I mean, look, if Brad Stevens even has an inkling of wanting to leave the Boston Celtics, he becomes the #1 candidate in the NBA.
Sure.
It really in basketball, period. Like college would want him, the NBA would want him. Like he would be the #1.
No, he's not going to leave,
person.
Unfortunately. But
he's probably just not going to leave.
What about Jaylen Brown?
He makes a lot of money.
Is he twitching right now? Is he twitching right now?
Jaylen Brown said
active in the streaming.
Yes, he was definitely streaming yesterday.
Season. It was his favorite season of his career, and a season that they blew the 3-1 lead.
I bet it was.
And James Tatum did not play the whole year. That was the favorite of his career.
Of course, I was the #1 option.
Mercurial kind of position.
That's what he said.
Exactly.
Now, I'm saying that would bother me. Okay, you saying he said
that is this is a little weird.
Favorite basketball season of his life was the season when they didn't get out the first round. Not the championship year. The year he did not get out the first round. The year he did not win the Finals MVP.
Because he was the man. He was the man this year in Boston, and then he could say Jason Tatum came back and messed it up.
So then he probably wouldn't want to be third behind Kyrie.
Oh, right, exactly.
Well, he wouldn't think he'd be third if he came here.
He would think he was the #1 option if he came.
So then that would be a Luke KP situation. We don't need that. Right? We do not need that.
And usually, if you're paid the most money, you are the best player. Like, I mean, he began paid way more than Kyrie and clearly way more than Coop.
All right.
Oh, what you got? Some Recky Specky here.
Walk with me here.
Recky Specky.
Here's my one. Here's my one fake trade of the day.
Oh, okay.
I got some fake trades. If we need fake trades. Don't even worry about that.
Kyrie and Clay for Jaylen Brown and some picks.
Boston fans would literally commit harm to you.
Are you serious?
Are you threatening the Boston Celtics?
Like, is that a legitimate threat? Like, what are we doing here?
Why is that a threat?
No. If you're a Mavericks, you take the deal.
Let's
be very clear.
Did you see what Kyrie looked like in Boston in a Mavericks uniform? You think he want to go back to Boston and play there on purpose?
Saging it up, baby.
It's a trade. It's not a choice.
Yeah, saging it up. That's actually my favorite
the whole time.
That's the one. Well, any multi-segment player, I do at least one fake trade for. I've done it for 4 or 5 guys
fake
now.
Trades. Don't worry about that. I have other fake trades.
That's been Sage as the rest of the background.
Don't worry. Before Stein comes,
oh my God,
I have fake trades. Do not tell Marc Stein that we did.
We're not gonna do that one.
Please don't.
I'm following protocol. All right, it's not my choice. It's not my decision. It's what I have to do.
Okay, so I do have a from Bleacher Report. I have a fake trade.
Oh, cool. Oh,
this one is guaranteed to be worse than mine.
Exactly.
No, we love Bleacher Report in the show.
Do we? Okay.
We might have a guest. But
so
for the Milwaukee Bucks, like we have to appease Bobby's favorite player, Giannis.
Oh, that's true.
You're gonna trade Kyrie for Kyle Kuzma?
I've watched Kyle Kuzma play basketball, so I wouldn't love that. I
would wish that upon anybody.
But we have
the wins from hell.
The distractions, like
the rings from wherever Kyle Kuzma's from comes here. But we have Kyrie Irving to the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Mavericks get the Bucks pick, which around 10th, let's say. Ryan Rollins, who was Ron's one of the most improved players, a shooter.
I'm following you.
They do have to take Kyle Kuzma and Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis can stretch the floor, cannot defend at all.
But we get the Bucks pick this year.
The first round pick this year for the Bucks. It's a top 10 pick.
Have you seen our lottery spins and where the Bucks be moving up in the?
I'm just saying. This says.
Just go ahead and X out of that tab for me.
I do have another tab.
Kyrie Giannis,
don't close it.
I do have another tab with another trade.
Bad tab.
You wouldn't be down to watch a Kyrie Giannis pairing in Milwaukee?
Not for a top 10, right? Not for a top 10.
Is Charlie in the chat? Charlie Saturday in the chat?
Let me see.
Maybe he'd be down for that.
Charlie Saturday is not in the chat.
He's not in the chat. He probably didn't want to be in the chat after seeing Kyrie go to the Bucks.
Is that Bobby breathing?
Kyrie and Giannis
that would be kind of fun.
It'd be pretty nasty.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun, actually. Kyrie and Giannis together.
Because then you have Kyrie, Giannis, and you have Miles Turner. And pieces? Question mark? I don't know.
That might be a top 4 team in the East.
Yeah,
if they all stay healthy.
It'd be good.
Yeah, if they all stay healthy. And they got a real coach now in Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah,
I don't want to trade Kyrie for the 9th pick in the draft. You know,
I know. And the other trades are bad.
What if it became the #1 pick in the draft?
If it became
what if you got the #1 and #2 pick in this draft?
I would make that trade after the lottery.
After you figure out where you are.
Yeah,
but they probably would want it to be before because they wouldn't assume.
Then I say too bad, so sad. I'll just keep my Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
there you
go.
And have a good time.
Oh, it's National OJ Day, according to the chat.
Pause. What?
It's National Orange Juice Day, according to our chat.
All right.
I'm saying that's what somebody else said. So
how's that a pause?
I didn't say it.
I said it. Yeah, exactly. Tanner was on the same wavelength as me. Thank you.
He liked golf.
Let's take our next break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, Nick Crain, BBBS Regional Board member, joins us here at the 59th Annual Bryan Industries Golf Classic live at the Lakes at Castle Hills here in Louisville, Texas. We'll do that next. But first, I want you to become part of our DLLS Sports family. The easiest way that you can do that is to like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports and join the over 43,300 subscribers already with us here at DLLS Sports. The next way you can do that is to go to alldlls.com to become a diehard member. When you do, you get access to our member-only Discord, access to our premium content curated by the greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Clarence E. Hill Jr., the greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Mavericks, Ron Harrod Jr., covering your Dallas Mavericks for DLLS Sports. Sam Nessler covering your Dallas Sports. I mean, wow. Congrats. You've been anointed. You've been anointed. You've been anointed.
I got some other guys.
All right. The greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Stars, Sam Nessler, who covers your Stars for DLLS Sports. And also Jeff Wilson, the greatest beat writer in the history of the Texas Rangers, covering your Texas Rangers. You get a free T-shirt like this or like this or like this upon sign up as well. And you get 20% off our events. And when you're done doing all that, you go to store.allcitynetwork.com. Check out all of our fantastic merchandise that we have available to you right now. Nothing else mattered during the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Stars are out, but you can still cop that shirt right now that's available to you at store.allcitynetwork.com as well, including all of our fantastic merchandise as we are into baseball season and more. You can also celebrate Caleb Downs being drafted to the Dallas Cowboys. Check out our DLS Cowboys merch available as well. Store.allcitynetwork.com or alldls.com to become a diehard member. Join us and join the DLS Sports family today. We are live here at the 59th Annual Bryan Industries Golf Classic, supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters. Of course, the All City Network has partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters across all of our 5 beats, and specifically, of course, here at DLLS Sports. And joining us here on set now, live at the Lake at Castle Hills Golf Course here in Louisville, Texas. He is the BBBS Regional Board member, Nick Crain, joining us here on the program this morning. Nick, thanks so much for joining us. How are you today?
Good. Howdy, fellas. We got the golf tournament today. We've got the lottery this week.
That's right.
What's better than this?
It's big. This is a big week.
This is a big week. So are you a Mavericks fan?
I grew up in Oklahoma. I cover the Oklahoma City Thunder now, doing some media stuff. So
it's all clicking now.
We met. I did some Mavs stuff back in like 2021, 2022.
Oh, dude. Okay. Yes. That name sounds familiar. I'm like,
it's all connecting now.
Did he spell your last? Is it Crain?
Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to you for spelling his last name, Ron. Jeez, man, because I didn't know exactly who he was talking about.
Dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
Thunder?
Oh, this is the part where you get off the program. Then you gotta go.
I've already been. We haven't talked about anything yet. I've already been booted.
You're supposed to build up the goodwill before you say the bad part.
Hey, how about this? The Dallas Mavericks will get the #1 pick back-to-back years.
All right.
Okay.
We haven't talked Thunder or Lakers yet, you know?
We could do a little Thunder Lakers.
Okay. Maybe we should save that.
We'll talk Big Brothers right now. We'll save Thunder for later.
We'll save it.
So tell us why we're here today.
So Big Brothers Big Sisters is putting on our annual golf tournament. It's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. Not only does it raise money for our organization, but also allows people to kind of see our mission. And thank you for you guys being here as well, allowing us to kind of broadcast that. And it's my favorite event of the year. I never golf in the tournament. I'm about a 120 golfer, so I keep my talents elsewhere, helping out and doing registration and stuff. But it's one of our biggest and best of the year.
And with today's event, what can we expect out here on the course today, based off of you not necessarily playing, but what you see, what you're going to be seeing on the course today?
Just lots of networking. I think that, again, with our mission and it being such an important thing in our community, the hope is that not only do people have a good time golfing today, but also we get some new bigs. We've got a wait list of about 400 right now, and 300 of those are males. And so hopefully some of these guys out here eating lunch and enjoying these views will consider at least inquiring and getting information. We've got programs for literally everybody. It doesn't matter if you want to be very involved or just, a couple hours a week. We got something for you.
So we talked about the importance of giving back. We've had some bigs from Big Brothers on the show with us over the couple years. But let's get selfish for a little bit. Okay. It is good to give back, but I feel like you probably also get something out of it.
Totally.
What do you get from being a big?
So I just think, like, when you're a mentor or a volunteer giving back to your community, I think one of the most fulfilling things is like tangibly seeing your impact. And there are so many statistics out there. Go to our website, bbbstx.org. The statistics are staggering. Like, whether it's whatever's important to you, whether it's performance in school or going to college or success in the workforce or whatever it is. These kids that get a big are substantially more likely to have positive outcomes. And in my situation, I've been a big since January of 2019, where I matched with my little, who at the time was a literal kid. Like, he's talking about his imaginary cat, and he's nervous, and he's shy. And now his birthday's actually later this month. He's turning 16, about to be driving a car. And so I can't take credit for everything that he's done, obviously, but it's cool to see his confidence build. And, when he has a win at school or a win in life, just knowing that you had some part of that, it's so fulfilling just to see that, kind of full circle in front of your own eyes.
Nice. And if someone, again, one of our listeners, maybe a guy wants to join, is it a free, you just sign up online? Yeah. Is it free?
Go to bbbstx.org, hit the QR code, fill out an inquiry form. I think the coolest thing about this whole process, and one of my biggest fears coming into this was what the heck can I give? At the time, I was a 23-year-old kid, fresh out of college. What am I going to tell these kids? There's a program, like I said, for everybody. And when you fill out the form, you go through an interview process. You kind of understand the different levels of involvement. And they find the right thing for you and the right kid for you, right? The interview is not just to make sure that you're a fit for the program, but also make sure you're fit with the kid that you're matched with. And they do such a good job at it. You're always going to end up with somebody that has some kind of similar beliefs or values or interests, and it makes it fun for both parties, I think.
Yeah, because there might be people watching that maybe they're a father or a mother, maybe they're not, they don't have kids, and they've never spent time with a 9-year-old or a 14-year-old. Right. They're like, what the heck do I even say to them?
Well, I think I had a similar thought, and that a lot of people do have that thought. I think in life in general, whether it's professionally or in sports or whatever, unless you see the vision or the outcome of where you want to go, you're just kind of endlessly driving. And if nothing else, whether you're a father and you're in your 40s or you're fresh out of college, you've gone through life experiences in middle school and high school that these kids are about to go through. And whether it was a positive experience for you or a negative one in which you learned those lessons, just having someone to talk to and be that sounding board for these kids is so important. You don't have to come into this program and change their life by doing all these crazy things. It's just having somebody that's a stable rock for them throughout some of the most formidable years of their life, and it's so important.
Nick Crain joining us here, BBBS Regional Board member. You can scan, Tanner, the QR code that you see on your screen here to get involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters as we're here at the 59th annual, of course, Bright Industries Golf Classic here at the Lake of Castle Hills here in Louisville, Texas. So tell us how long you've been involved with the program and your rise as far as being now a regional board member.
Yeah, so I became a big in January of 2019. I think I became a board member in 2021 or 2. And I think that speaks to the impact that this group has. I started out doing my a couple times a month. I'd meet with my little, and I saw in front of my own eyes the impact I was making, and I was like, how do I do more? And the answer was not go mentor 10 other kids, and that would be just an insane time commitment. But there's other ways to get involved, whether it's volunteering at golf tournaments or other signature events or becoming a board member. And we've got different board levels. We've got kind of an entry-level board with young professionals. We've got regional boards at each of our kind of Big Brothers Big Sisters regions. We've got an alumni board. And so I felt the calling to make a bigger impact on this organization. And for the last couple of years, I've been on the board and had a chance to come on the DLLS podcast, one of the biggest accomplishments of my board tenure thus far. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Huge. So the Mavs have a trade exception this summer.
Oh wow, here we go. I knew. I was wondering if we was going to get to the trade here.
And I've hatched this plot a long time ago, so I don't care what you say. You're not going to change my mind. But they have a trade exception that either Lou Dort or Alex Caruso just fit perfectly into. And Cason Wallace, he has been, I was so happy when the Mavs drafted him. Obviously, they immediately traded him, but I was like, dude, Cason Wallace is my guy in that draft. He's making quite the rise right now. So what are the odds that the Thunder say, you know what, Lou, Caruso, one of them is kind of excess. We're about to have to pay all these guys. Let's just ship them down the road to the closest team.
Okay, first of all, shout out Richardson, Texas, Cason Wallace.
Yes.
I do think there's a very low chance Lou Dort is on the Thunder next season. I think signing with Clutch Sports factors into that. A little bit of a premium there.
Yeah, last year was deal. He wants to get paid,
as he should.
Yeah.
He's obviously got a negative reputation from many fan bases, but I think if you can look beyond that, the dude is an incredible defender. And any championship team needs a LeBron stopper or a Kevin Durant stopper or a Luka stopper, even if that means tripping on occasion.
For the Mavs, the Mavs just need like a person stopper. They just need someone to play
a stopper.
Yeah. Someone that cares to get in the way. That'd be
I would be very surprised if Alex Caruso was shopped at all. I think that obviously he's under contract control for longer. Yeah. He's a guy that you can play 19 minutes in the regular season as you kind of waltz into 60 or 70 wins, and then you just like unleash him in the playoffs. I think Lou's going to command something like $25+ million, and though he is one of maybe the longest tenured Thunder, actually, he was on that bubble team alongside Shea. I don't see a world where you can keep him and Isaiah Hartenstein and the rookies coming in that are making a ton of money these days. So if I was a betting man, Lou would be on the Lakers next year, but the Mavericks would also be a fairly decent landing spot.
If
Lou
Dort goes to
Marcus
Lakers,
Smart,
I'd somehow like him even less than I do now, dude.
Bulldogs. Oh, man. What a team.
We do have somewhat of a crisis on our hands because, of course, the Mavericks sit there at 8 in the draft lottery. I see a team called the Los Angeles Clippers sitting there at 12. That's right. They owe their pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the last 2 years, you know, covering the NBA, the last 2 years,
what is this?
The team sitting at 10 and 11 moved all the way up to number 1 to win the draft lottery. Are we in line for a potential crisis of the NBA with the Thunder going all the way up from 12 to 1 in the NBA draft lottery on Sunday?
I hope not. and I say that because I think the league needs more depth other places. Like, as crazy as the storyline would be if OKC got a top 3 or 4 pick, it would be cool. But, like, at the end of the day, we want a deep league. We're having expansion soon. We need some talent in the East. Like my actual hope is that 3 or 4 of those top 4 guys go to the East. Like the West cannot get any more difficult.
I agree.
Obviously, there's a not a huge chance, but there is a chance OKC jumps up. This is our last year, or one of our last years before the lottery odds change and everything kind of goes out the window. But yeah, like it's a non-zero chance that we're talking about which of the top 4 should the Thunder take? And that is a scary thing.
Coming off of a back-to-back championship.
But then it's like, in this, staying at 12 and get Yoxel.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like,
I mean, that's still pretty good.
That's almost better than moving up.
That's pretty good.
And they have 17, so if they're not happy with who's there at 12, they could always move up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if the Mavs move up, but they get to 4, it's like, okay, Caleb Wilson, I would love Caleb and Coop, but also if you trade down and get Yoxel and like Ibuka Okori or something, that would be pretty sick too.
Yeah.
But then that would mean helping the Thunder, and I don't want to do that.
It's always interesting. But I guess before we let you go, just Thunder in 4. You got Thunder in 5.
My official prediction is Thunder in 5. There's going to be some
gentleman sweep,
magnet ball game, or somebody misses a game here. They're obviously without Jalen Williams to start the series. I think they're going to kind of play that. How does the series go? If they go up 2-0 quick, I think they're like, hey, J-Dub, just wait till the Spurs next round.
They don't even need J-Dub in this series.
No, they probably don't. I do think the Lakers will get 1. I didn't think they were going to get more than
maybe
1 against
Luka
the Rockets,
either.
But here we are.
LeBron either, I guess.
Yeah, and LeBron at 41 is showing some insane stuff. Like, it wouldn't shock me if they took 1 game in LA and online discourse would all of a sudden shift back to, is there a chance?
God.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Luka is not playing, right?
He's not playing.
He's just out.
He's out.
Well, I don't know if he's out like the series, right?
Apparently, he's not close. He's not close.
Well, he better be really close if he wants to play in this series.
Yeah, he's not close.
It's going to last about a week.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Thunder in 4.
Oh,
yeah.
So are you going to these games? You just come down here for this and you're going back up?
I'm headed to Oklahoma City either tonight or tomorrow morning. So.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That is dedication.
Well, look at you pulling double duty,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to you, man. Well, Nick, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
We have
sure.
We have a report.
If you are listening to this and you're a Thunder fan or a Thunder hater,
Oh my God!
Oh, Masai. We got breaking news.
We got
breaking
the Nick
news.
Crain bomb.
The Dallas
Let's
Mavericks
go,
are
dude.
hiring Masai Ujiri as the franchise's new team president
Can you change the thumbnail?
and alternate governor. Sources tell ESPN's Shams Charania and ESPN's Tim McMahon. Masai Ujiri led the Toronto Raptors from 2013 to 25, serving as the architect of the 2019 NBA championship. Masai Ujiri is the new franchise's team president and alternate governor. Wow. That is the breaking news here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. You mind grabbing that for me real quick? You want to grab that for me real quick?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we got to start with our guest. How we feeling?
That's huge.
Oh my
Not only is he a
Are you worried now? Are you worried?
Thank you.
Not only is he a phenomenal kind of face of the franchise, a guy that makes decisions, but I think the timing's important too. There's some big milestones coming up with obviously the draft and free agency and trades happen during the playoffs. Let's not forget, like the Thunder, in fact, when they were a bottoming team, made trades during the playoffs. So you now have the guy that's going to make decisions for the Dallas Mavericks, and in theory, he could start doing things as early as right now.
Dude,
that is unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh
so that is the
God,
breaking
dude.
news.
Wow. All right,
Masai
I gotta think about
Ujiri,
stuff.
who led the Toronto Raptors to the 2019 NBA championship, is being hired as the Dallas Mavericks' new team president and alternate governor. There's some interesting tidbit about that, too. Alternate governor as well. Our national NBA insider, Marc Stein, will be joining us here
In a minute, right?
after this break.
We'll see now.
Yeah,
we'll
we
see.
might. Yeah,
I don't know if he'll be joining us now at 11.
Yeah.
that is unbelievable.
Yeah. All right, so
we're gonna take
before
our
we
break.
get chat here, you
Yeah.
do need a plug. 'Cause
Yes.
we completely interrupted your plug with this.
As you should. That is tremendous news.
I'm glad Bobby saw that.
For starters, if you're a Thunder fan or hater in the chat that has been watching this, listen to the Uncontested podcast. Everybody probably. Also, go to bbbstx.org or scan the QR code, fill out an application or an inquiry form, and just find out what we're doing, and we'll find the right program for you.
That is
Nick,
awesome,
thank you so
man.
much for the
Thanks,
time, man.
fellas.
We really appreciate it. Enjoy your day out here
Thanks for
at the
hanging
Golf
and
Classic, and
thanks
we'll
for
be
Lou Dort.
breaking things here. Yeah, appreciate you.
Thanks,
you,
fellas.
Thanks so much
again.
for joining us here.
Nice
Appreciate
meeting
it.
What it gets going around 11:30? You said
11:30.
What?
The golf. Yeah.
Shotgun start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody will be on the course at that point.
sweet.
Okay,
Sweet.
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks, y'all.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, we'll be here for about another 3 hours. Then.
Yeah.
Hopefully, our friends at Big Brothers Big Sisters and
Don't kick us out.
yeah. Wow.
So again,
my
we're gonna
God.
take our break, but if you're
No,
just
there's
now
no
joining-
break. There's nothing
Oh,
to do.
that's right. That's right.
We're
Yeah,
just
we're
cooking.
just keep cooking. Okay.
All right. So Tanner's working on a thumbnail, so we're gonna change that very soon.
Yeah.
Let's start, Bobby. Instant reaction.
Yeah, instant reaction is, oh my God. That is my instant reaction. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to think. You know, Masai is someone that if you've watched this show, I've talked about him on this show before. I've talked about Masai with people that I worked with at my last job for a long time. No, we're still live. We're still live.
We're still on, yeah.
Amazing good. Amazing good.
Yes.
It's incredible news. You know, he has been he's been in the league a long time, obviously. You know, whenever he was in Denver, he made the Melo trade, and then he went to the Raptors, and he built up Toronto, acquired Kawhi, won the title, and then, you know, things kind of changed for him, obviously, and, you know, he took a gap year or whatever it was. But, I mean, he is a guy that has built up really competitive teams. He's a big name. He's got a big personality. He is not afraid to make a move. He is also, you know, whenever he was in Toronto, he not only went out and got Kawhi,
That's
and
right.
he made, you know, he traded DeMar DeRozan to do it, which was very difficult because DeMar was such a long-tenured guy there. But, you know, he traded Pascal Siakam and got a lot back. You know, he traded Melo while he was in Denver and got a lot back. Like, he is not afraid to go all in and to get the guy, but also he gets you a lot of stuff whenever he makes a deal. So he always, you know, sometimes almost to his own detriment, he always tries to win the deal, right? But he is, you know, he forges really strong connections with his players. Again, he's not afraid to take a big swing, and the Mavs are in a position to take a big swing, if not this year, then here pretty soon whenever they have access to more picks. But if I'm entrusting a team to a guy that is going to have probably carte blanche to make some difficult moves with guys, including guys that are beloved by fans or have, you know, been in the league for a while, Masai is one of the few people that I would trust to do that. And
That's unbelievable,
he is
man.
also just really effing cool. He is just a cool guy. Like,
Yeah.
he is just really cool. And, you know, I think what the Mavs, what Patrick Dumont unfortunately learned the very hard way with the Luka trade is it's dangerous to just give someone complete, like, unilateral kind of authority to just do things.
Well, let's tell you Masai not doing.
Well,
he's not trading Cooper Flagg.
No, and I'm not saying that he would, but, I was worried that in response to that experience that Dumont would want to kind of be a little bit of a meddler.
Sure.
And with the next hire, I think, in Toronto, the Raptors rarely, if memory serves, they rarely dip too far into the luxury tax. Like, they rarely were like, basically, I think Masai probably followed some sort of edict and direction from the owner, but he was able to do whatever he wanted. He was able to color within the lines however he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he was in Denver, the Nuggets are notoriously tax evaders, and they were able to do that under him. He was still able to field competitive teams in both places every single year. If the Mavs really are committed to spending, just imagine what he would do here. Just imagine what he'll be capable of doing here. I cannot believe it, dude. I cannot believe it. I'm very, 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 very excited. I'm very excited about this.
And we've talked about, Stein has repeatedly talked about this team wanting to make a big-time hire. They reportedly wanted to go after Sam Presti. They wanted to go after Tim Connolly, Brad Stevens. But the names that were available that did not have any teams that they were currently running included the names Bob Myers and Masai Ujiri, who was the architect of the 2019 Toronto Raptors championship team. And the Mavericks make about as splashy of a hire as you could make in getting a guy who recently had comments describing how he wanted to get back into the NBA and run a team and get back to a championship contending level status while running a new organization. And he gets his opportunity now with Patrick Dumont and the Mavericks to run their basketball team. Interesting note, not only is he the new team president, he is now the alternate governor as well. So we'll ask our guy Marc Stein when we have a chance to discuss with him.
Alternate governor. Wow.
And that's the other part that got me.
This is the most powerful man in an NBA front office in the NBA.
So,
this is a humongous position.
What does that mean for Mark Cuban and the rest of his share that he has?
They're having a press conference tomorrow.
They are. He's being introduced. I was going to get to, he's going to be introduced tomorrow. Reportedly is Masai Ujiri.
Once we find out what time that is, we should probably reschedule the show around that.
Sure. And we'll have our guy Marc Stein joining us here in a matter of seconds here as far as that is concerned.
Oh, this was tipped early, too. So many pre-written stories getting put out.
This
was tipped a little early. We're a little late.
I'm not going to reveal the group chat, but there was some cryptic hinting going on from Stein yesterday, too. So,
it was.
something happened.
This was...
Well, look at it this way. Is it a coincidence that this happened very quickly after Minnesota was able to take care of the Nuggets? Series ends, and then 2 or 3 days later, this happens. There it is.
There was no public. This is the biggest surprise that the Dallas Mavericks have had since trading Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers. This is one of the biggest surprises in the NBA since Luka Doncic was traded to the LA Lakers. There was no ESPN on this. There was no Athletic on this. There was no DLLS Mavs on this. There was no Dallas More News on this. No one had any idea that the Mavericks were even talking to Masai Ujiri. Or if they did not report said thing. No one had that. All we had was that Patrick Dumont gave a mid-May timeline for wanting to hire a president of basketball operations. And not only did he say that and follow up on his word, but he did it before Cinco de Mayo. So if anyone wants to say,
he moved quick.
He said he wanted to go for a big name GM. This was the biggest name GM that was not currently on that team, was Masai Ujiri.
And so he wanted it done by mid-May.
Champion. This is, So I'm surprised as well.
Patrick Dumont had went on record with the Dallas Morning News saying that he wanted to have his new head of basketball operations installed by mid-May. And, of course, the draft lottery is on May the 10th. Reportedly, of course, they wanted to go after Tim Connolly, but, of course, the Mavericks saw the Timberwolves advance to the second round of the postseason after eliminating the Denver Nuggets in 6 games as they get ready to take on the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference semifinals. And now the questions, and we'll have these questions for Stein here coming up. What does this mean for Matt Riccardi? What does this mean for Michael Finley? If Masai Ujiri being named as the team president, what does that mean for the general manager position? Does Masai Ujiri have final say? And it sounds like obviously he will with the president title that he has, final say of all basketball decisions and how he will work in concert with individuals like Matt Riccardi and Michael Finley, who have been the acting co-interim GMs of this team, who helped facilitate the Anthony Davis trade, obviously, to send him to the Washington Wizards. But now Masai Ujiri will be tasked with building the future for Cooper Flagg, and most importantly this year, with a lottery pick in tow, and then going into this offseason with some financial flexibility on how quickly he can reshape this team into becoming a contender going into next year and beyond. That will be Masai Ujiri's task. Of course, 12 years with the Toronto Raptors, 2019 NBA champion, leading them, made the trade for Kawhi Leonard, and now has a chance to build around the future, the present and future, with Cooper Flagg. So Patrick Dumont, he went big game hunting to go get Rick Welts. He convinced him to come out of retirement to become the CEO on the business side of things. Of course, Rick Welts tasked with trying to get a new stadium built for this team. And now he was able to convince Masai Ujiri to come run his basketball team.
Yeah, and, Masai, the team that he built in Toronto was very, intentional. There was a lot of length, a lot of athleticism, a
lot of size,
defense.
Heady play at point guard with Van Vliet.
That team hurt for shooting, toward the end, but the title team was a really good,
Danny
at least in
Green's
my
on that
memory,
team, Kyle Lowry's on that team,
shooting
Fred
team.
VanVleet's on that team.
Yeah, but
Kyle Lowry, Siakam, all that.
a lot of the
Marc Gasol was shooting threes, floor facing five.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that he drafted while he was in Toronto, like Bruno Caboclo, kind of became a meme. But DeLon Wright, Jakob Poeltl, OG Anunoby, I mean, these guys are all year after year after year after year. Drafted Malachi Flynn, so kind of always like an undersized guard kind of guy. Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Malachi Flynn, all smaller guys. But Scotty Barnes drafted Christian Coloco, another kind of long athletic type. Traded for Brandon Ingram. Traded for Kawhi. Like, these are guys traded for, like you said, Marc Gasol, Pascal Siakam. Like, these are all guys with length, all guys defense first, and that kind of, roster archetype around the time of, shortly after the Raptors won up until the last couple of years has kind of been like, I don't know if you should do that, but it's kind of coming back in vogue now. Like, positional size really does matter a lot, because guys that have positional size are now evolving to also have skill. So you can have a lot of length and athleticism and defense while still having shooting. Now, I know earlier in the show we talked about the Magic shortcomings and why that may or may not have directly cost Jamahl Mosley his job. But, I think also Masai probably recognizes, you do need to add. You can't just load up the team with 32% three-point shooters and expect to win. Like, he learned that lesson, I'm thinking, from Toronto. But the team that he built in Toronto almost just took out the Cavs. So, and those are all his players on that team.
Yeah.
So, that dude knows how to build a team that can win and that can be competitive. And I think that vision, I've been talking about this exact thing as it relates to Cooper Flagg for months now. Like, I want length and athletic freaks and defense first guys that are maniacs out there playing next to Coop. That's why I like Moussa Cisse so much, for crying out loud. I love Najee. Like, these guys in the draft, I want AJ DeBonsa or Caleb Wilson. Like, I want these guys, and I think those are the kinds of guys that Masai also wants and will prioritize, which kind of makes me feel good and makes me feel excited or whatever. But also, I think Mavs fans, you should get ready for, probably not gonna, if it comes down to a dude that's 6'1" versus a dude that's 6'5", probably going to go with the 6'5" guy.
Sure.
If it's a dude that's 6'6" versus 6'9", probably going to go with the 6'9" guy. Like, the tie is always going to go to length and athleticism with Masai.
Yeah.
Even the last pick that he made in charge of the Raptors was drafting Grady Dick. Again, a guy with
6'9".
size, So
hello, Caleb Wilson.
Perhaps if they move up, maybe, but that's
Keith
the
Wagler, Kingston Fleming.
those
Kingston Fleming
kinds
is a
of
Masai Ujiri guy.
perhaps, yeah. Now, and so that is just kind of, I think, now that Mark, I've spent all spring asking Mark, like, what do you think about this guy? He's like, oh, I don't know who's running the team.
Yeah.
But now that we do know who's running the team, I think you should sort of calibrate your expectations with that in mind.
Well, let's talk to our National NBA Insider right now. Joining us on the program is our National NBA Insider. You can always dial up the Stein line at the Stein line. He, of course, is Marc Stein. The breaking news: the Dallas Mavericks are hiring Masai Ujiri to become their new team president. 12 years spent with the Toronto Raptors, 2019 NBA champion, is now tasked with building the future for Cooper Flagg. Marc joining us right now. Marc, what can you tell us? Okay. Is he good to go? Oh, he's muted himself. So we'll get him unmuted here hopefully here in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Marc, can you hear me? Nope, not yet.
He's
okay.
probably talking or something. But,
okay.
I mean, I think the most interesting thing of this has to be the alternate governor. Mavs
which we're definitely going to ask him about as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mavs current governor, Patrick Dumont, also the CEO of another place that's not in the Dallas area. It's in Las Vegas, to my knowledge, which likely means that his band. We have 24 hours in a day. Your bandwidth is not. You don't get more than 24 hours. I don't care how powerful a position that you have. Which means that since he will not be able to be here a lot of the time, probably because of other obligations, Masai Ujiri will be almost like an active owner for the Dallas Mavericks when the actual owners of the Mavericks will not actually be in the building outside of Mark Cuban, who's a minority owner of the squad.
Which I wonder if he got some ownership stake in this too.
Stein, if you can hear us, to start talking. We can't see you, so just start talking.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
You?
Yes.
You got me?
Yeah. Let's start here.
The Stein line is here.
Yeah. Just let me just jump into this. So,
go ahead.
The report, as you know, I reported a ton about this last night and have naturally been chasing this really all week because the one thing that was stressed to me in recent days was that if Patrick Dumont said mid-May that he wanted to adhere to that, he didn't just throw that out as, a maybe. He really wanted someone, he is a process-oriented guy. So it became evident that it had to be someone who was not currently attached with the team. And by the way, the Mavs just officially announced the hiring, and I believe there's going to be a
man. That happened very.
That happened very quickly.
I think there's going to be a press conference tomorrow. Is the plan?
2 p.m. Central will be the press conference.
So, look, Masai Ujiri has won a championship. He was out of the league this season. He was unattached. Masai Ujiri and David Griffin were two executives who have a championship on their resume and were candidates that the Mavs could go after without needing permission from another team, without any obstacles, without any interference. I mean, we've covered a lot of this ground, but they did make a run at Bob Myers. They realized, I think, from the start it was going to be an extreme long shot to get Bob Myers. They did have interest in Minnesota's Tim Connelly, but as we've been covering here for the last few days, they basically realized they were not going to get permission to speak to Tim Connelly, but they have been talking.
Oh, we lost you for a second there. We'll see.
We lost on.
Oh, no.
We'll get him back.
It says you muted it. I wonder if it's phone. If he gets phone calls, it mutes himself automatically.
Probably.
I do want to read this quote, though, as we get Stein back here. Masai Ujiri just a couple months ago, or less than 2 months ago, told ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, who had joined, so we have Stein back here, as Stein will read this quote here. Masai Ujiri joined the ownership group of the Toronto Tempo and told ESPN at the time, quote, I want to win another championship. I want to win one with the Tempo, the Toronto Tempo. Of course, he joined the ownership group there. And another NBA title because I wasn't able to celebrate the Raptors 2019 title because of the police incident that happened, end quote. So this is a man who's wanted to get back into the NBA and find himself with an opportunity to run a team, to compete and win a title. And now he'll have that chance here when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks. And as we've pointed out a couple of times, not only is he the team president, but he has also been named the team's alternate governor as well. So if something were to essentially, happen to Patrick Dumont otherwise, or whatever the case may be, Masai Ujiri would be the one to step in to make the decisions from a governorship standpoint for the team as well. So what does that mean for Mark Cuban, who is, of course, the minority governor of the team?
Masai also gave a quote in the
It means that Cuban's out. He's done.
Yeah, I want to.
He has. How much light of day Masai is going to give him?
None.
He's going to give him about 0.2 seconds.
Is
you get
alpha guy for
you can
sure.
say 2 words to me per day. That will be his rule.
I mean, like Masai is always known to be like the guy wherever he goes, and people follow him, people listen to him. He just has that kind of or around him per se. But the quote, is Stein back?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh!
Here we go.
Oh, I almost spilled my water everywhere. All right, Mark, what's up?
Go ahead, Mark.
Where's Ben? Oh, there's Ben.
Sorry, guys. I really don't know why that disconnected. There were no interruptions. Just lost you guys, and I'm definitely not. I wouldn't know how to mute you if I could. Mute myself if I could.
Okay, all right.
But what I was saying was the Mavericks. There has been a dialogue with Masai Ujiri for some time that the Mavs were able to keep quiet, and I think it's been pretty clear throughout the NBA. The working belief about the Mavs has been that Patrick Dumont wanted to make a monster, big name, headline grabbing hire. That was the best course of action he could choose after everything that happened with the Luka trade and the fan fury and eventually Nico's dismissal. And the question had been like, who is the splashy hire he could actually get? And we now have our answer because, Masai Ujiri was available. They've made the move, and it is a matter.
We'll get Stein back here in just a second.
His connection is not supreme. I don't know if he's.
Yeah. I do want to read this portion of the statement that the team has put out. The team has put out an official statement naming Masai Ujiri as president and alternate governor. Quote, this is part of the team's statement. Quote, Ujiri will oversee all aspects of Mavericks basketball operations, including roster construction, player personnel, and scouting, while working with team leadership to shape the organization's basketball philosophy and long-term direction, end quote. So based off of just this statement, and he will have his press conference tomorrow afternoon, which will be at 2 p.m. at the American Airlines Center in the middle of the floor in the arena. Based off of that statement alone, Ujiri will have complete oversight and control over every aspect of basketball decision-making for this organization.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what a president of basketball operations has. That's why that title matters.
Sometimes teams name a figurehead with, a title and, don't necessarily have a decision. But this is clearly a decision that he will run every aspect of the organization. Ujiri also providing a quote in the statement that the Mavericks put out saying, quote, the Dallas Mavericks are committed to building a world-class organization with a strong statement. The statement that he provided, quote, Ujiri saying, quote, I'm honored to join the Dallas Mavericks and step into this role at such an important time for the organization. This is a franchise with a proud history, passionate fans, and a commitment to winning. I look forward to working with our players, coaches, and leadership team to build something that reflects that standard and competes at the highest level. Quote, we will win in Dallas, end quotes. Part of the discussion about the hire of whomever was going to run basketball operations would be, as our guy Marc Stein has reported repeatedly over the last several weeks, is that whomever the team hires as their new president of operations will be working with Jason Kidd alongside.
Well, if you get complete control.
But and where I'm going is that's a question that we'll discuss with Stein as well, but it's something that we'll ask, obviously tomorrow as well. Normally, when you hire, especially a hire of this magnitude, you give that person complete oversight and carte blanche to do what he or she wants, running that organization. Is Masai Ujiri committed to having Jason Kidd as his head coach moving forward? Stein has reported that whomever was hired by this team was going to be working with Jason Kidd, who's been extended not once but twice by this team over the last couple of years in terms of a contract extension to remain the head coach here under Patrick Dumont.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get control, then you get to make that decision. But I mean, it's kind of the same thing as, okay, if let's say in a world where Masai didn't want the job and Tim Connolly stays in Minnesota and Bob Myers doesn't want to come out, then okay, what do the Mavs do? There are no big fish left, so they just kind of like chill out for a year, maybe. Maybe that's what happens with. I mean, just if whether Jay Kidd is the coach or not. Well, I guess if he's not, that is an indication that Masai doesn't want him to be the coach.
Sure.
But if he is the coach this year, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be the coach forever. that's not breaking news, but like, I don't think that if J-Kid is the coach again, I don't think that should signal that Patrick Dumont to us and to the world that Patrick Dumont is like mandating that he's the head coach because he wants him to be. I think it could just be because there's some other coach out there that Masai wants to be the coach that can't be the coach yet.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it'd be an interesting build. I mean, is Stein back?
Yeah, he is on audio with us now. Stein, can you hear us? You got us okay?
Yeah, sorry guys. I hope we'll have more success this way.
You already sound better.
You do. Let's start here. We were just having the conversation about, and as you've been reporting, that whomever that the team hired was going to stick with Jason Kidd, who would be able to have to work with Jason Kidd as their head coach. We just read the statement that the team put out saying that Ujiri will oversee all aspects of Mavericks basketball operations, including roster construction, player personnel, and scouting, while working with team leadership to shape the organization's basketball philosophy and long-term direction. What does that mean based off of what you know and what your best read is on what that means for the head coach, Jason Kidd, and working with Ujiri here?
Well, look, I think it's been clear that Patrick has wanted Jason Kidd to remain as coach, and Jason Kidd, of course, has a long-term contract to be the coach of this team after multiple contract extensions. Now, I think depending on the candidate that they would be interviewing, you could certainly presume that certain candidates might have said, I would not come there unless I have full control to do everything. The reporting on this has just begun because the hire has just been made. But my read would have been, Masai Ujiri was out of the league. I don't know that he would have had the ability to say, I'm only coming there unless I can make a slew of changes. But again, that is just a read. We don't know that yet because this just happened. But again, if let's say Masai secured that ability to, I want to make 75 changes, the owner would have to be okay with that. And as we know, Jason Kidd not only just got 2 contract extensions, but we've seen the relationship he's built with Cooper Flagg in Cooper Flagg's first season. We've heard all the things that Cooper Flagg has said about how much he enjoys playing for Jason Kidd. So naturally, I think they will go together and work together from the jump. But, you do see in this announcement here, I mean, didn't they they've given Masai alternate governor status on top of team president. So
which we want to get into with you as well as we discuss here.
That would suggest he's been given quite a bit of authority here. So,
hey Mark, what kind of guy is Masai? Like, what is it? What is he like? Mavs fans have seen him, in Denver and Toronto, but never up close. Like, what is he actually like within an organization?
He was hugely front facing in Toronto. And like I said, he had a star persona there. I mean, he was as visible as any player that the Raptors had. And so I think that's also been something that has been whispered about this search, that the Mavs want someone who is very communicative with the public, because that has been an issue here for some time, that they haven't had someone, for years and years and years. Mark Cuban was not only the owner, but holding daily sessions with the media from his Stairmaster or on the court or wherever it was. And so the owner of the team was constantly talking to the media. And so the public was constantly getting a feel for what the Mavs were thinking about A, B, C, whatever it is. Patrick Dumont has made it clear that he does not want to be a public speaker. Now, he'll be at this press conference tomorrow, but I think that's only the second press conference of Patrick Dumont's ownership, which now spans nearly 3 years. So they definitely want someone who is going to be out front and super communicative about what the team is working on. And, Masai is great at that stuff. I mean, he's never been shy about being visible and talking to the public.
So as we've started to mention the authority that Masai Ujiri, our National NBA insider Marc Stein, joining us here on the DLLS Mavs podcast, is the Mavericks have announced that Masai Ujiri will be named his team president and alternate governor, with the press conference scheduled tomorrow at 2 p.m. At the American Airlines Center on the team floor. What does this mean in initial reaction for Matt Riccardi and Michael Finley, who have been the interim co-GMs for this team? They presided over the Anthony Davis trade that sent him to Washington, D.C. To play with the Wizards. What does this mean for the two of them, as it appears Ujiri has been given full team control to run the operation as he sees fit?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I would imagine that Masai Ujiri wants to get to Dallas and talk to everyone who is here, and he's got to start downloading information on this franchise. And Riccardi and Finley have been running the front office for 6-7 months, whatever it's been, since November. My early read is I don't think any firm decisions have been made about changing anything. You know, the Mavs plan was, and we don't know if this will change, but the Mavs plan was until this morning to send Matt Riccardi along with Rolando Blackman to be the team's representatives in the lottery, the same alignment that they had last year when they won the number 1 overall pick to get Cooper Flagg. Last year, it was Rolando Blackman on the dais. It was Matt Riccardi in the sealed off lottery room. And like I said, as of yesterday, the plan was that's how it would be. I'm sure that will be one of the questions tomorrow. Will the Mavs stick with that, or will now Masai want to be on the dais? I'm again, that's not the most major thing in the world, but this is a pretty important lottery for the Dallas Mavericks. So, I mean, I think that is a fair question, but will they, is there a chance that Matt Riccardi and Michael Finley would be given a chance to stay? I wouldn't see why not, but all of these things only Masai Ujiri really has the answers. I'm sure they have given him a great deal of authority to come in here and run this team because they want someone who is leading the front office. I mean, this search was really conducted by Patrick Dumont and then Rick Welts and Ethan Casson, his top 2 executives on the business side. They want a leader of basketball operations to run basketball because for Rick Welts and Ethan Casson, their focus is meant to be the business side and, of course, focusing on a new arena. So
Go ahead, Bobby.
Mark, 2 things. One, it says you muted yourself again, but this question will allow you to the time. I'll ramble if I need to, Mark. First part, Masai and Masai's teams, very, very notorious overseas scouters, and friend of the show, Rafael Barlow, is currently an overseas scout for the Mavs. That is pretty sick. So, Rafael, you better get ready to get busy, buddy.
Mark Ninja, who runs the director, is the international scouting as well. Is going to be a big part of that.
Big part. Yeah. And then 2, Mark, now that you're back with us, obviously it's probably too early to get too definitive with this. We don't even know where the Mavs are picking, but I do think it's safe to say, like Darius Aka, for example, probably not going to be a Dallas Maverick.
No.
Masai values defense. He values length. He values height, size, athleticism, all that stuff.
Again.
Maybe not shooting as much. We'll have to work on that. Masai, hop on the DLS Mavs pod. We got some stats for you, buddy. And we'll just hang out. You seem like a cool guy. But I'm assuming that he probably throughout the interview process was presenting some type of vision to Patrick Dumont. I mean, how active do you think the Mavs can be? Like, they have some picks, they have some exceptions, they have some contracts. Like, do you think, is Masai the kind of guy to take over a team and just totally turn it upside down right away? Or do you think this is going to be like a long process?
Well, look, I don't want to sit here and pretend that I know what he's thinking about the draft, but the one thing that I feel confident in saying is I'm sure he's been studying the draft from afar in hopes that he would get another job running a front office. I mean, he's made it clear even when he recently joined the ownership group of the WNBA's Toronto Tempo, and he made it clear when that all went down that he still wanted to get back in the NBA. He wants another chance at this. So I have little doubt that he's stayed very plugged in on this draft class, which of course, just think about how much we talk about this draft class. So again, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I know who he's going to draft if the Mavs end up 7 or 8. But, his signature move in Toronto was trading for Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi Leonard was going to be a free agent. It doesn't get much more aggressive than that. Now, the Raptors didn't have to give away a ton of draft compensation in that trade, but they did have to part with DeMar DeRozan, who was one of the most popular players in franchise history. So I think that shows you kind of the mentality. He is not afraid to take big swings, and that's another thing that people talked about with Tim Connelly. I mean, he's not afraid to make big trades. And look, I do think, the Mavs do have trade assets. Obviously, draft picks are pretty much out the door after this draft until 2031, but there will be interest in various Mavs veterans if they want to make them available. So he does have optionality.
Okay, so the Mavs will be trading for Giannis. Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ron.
Go ahead, Ron. So we have a $5 super chat from Rarities. Thank you for the super chat. His question is, does Masai Ujiri have great recruiting habits to recruit top NBA talent, more than 1 year of Kawhi Leonard? Also, would he recruit Luka home in the future?
I know everyone dreams of the recruiting Luka home part. I've already said. I think I've already said that extreme long shot also applies to that scenario. But Masai Ujiri has a championship on his resume. He is the communicator that this team has whispered behind the scenes that it badly wants. He is a headline-making, major persona general manager. So he basically, the thought about the Mavs for months has been Patrick Dumont has faced tons and tons and tons of criticism because he co-signed the trade for Luka Doncic, everything that happened after the trade, and what we've seen now, 2 straight non-playoff seasons right after an NBA Finals run. What could Patrick Dumont do to, I don't know if change the narrative, because I don't think just one hire changes it. It's going to depend on what this team actually does, the moves it makes, the roster it has going into training camp next season. But the belief throughout the league has been that the Mavs want to make a splashy hire, and today they definitely made a splashy hire.
And I know, so the biggest headline to me for this was alternate governor. I don't think there's another president of basketball operations that has that title, and if there is, there's probably very few. What do you think that means for Patrick Dumont?
Mark Cuban.
I don't really, honestly, I don't think that means that. That's a small part of it. Yes, it is. It does mean that Masai Ujiri is able to go to Board of Governors meetings along with Patrick Dumont or in Patrick Dumont's place. I think what it really reflects is something wrong. You guys still got me?
No, you said you could go to Board of Governors meeting. That's huge news as well.
I think what it really reflects is Masai Ujiri is very well thought of in the NBA league office. And my sense is I'm sure Patrick Dumont asked the NBA league office what they thought of, hey, we're gonna talk to Masai Ujiri. What are your thoughts about if we went that direction? My assumption would be that he got a strong endorsement from anyone he would have talked to at league level.
Sure.
Because again, Masai has a lot of fans at league level. So
and he's
again, that's more read and assumption than reporting, but Masai Ujiri is incredibly well connected at all levels of the league, and
you were starting.
I think that's really what that says.
And you were starting to touch on some of it. For those who don't know, Masai Ujiri very involved when it comes to the expansion of the game around the world, including NBA Africa. Has been very prominent in the growth of the game outside of just the NBA in and of itself, and expanding the game around the world. One of the things inside, I want to get your reaction to this, because reading the statements, reading Masai's comments about being hired here. The pecking order, at least from my initial reading reaction, is very clear here. Masai Ujiri is going to be, it appears, not only the final decision maker, he's going to be charting the course of the direction of this franchise, but everyone is going to be reporting to him. The only person that he is going to be reporting to is Patrick Dumont himself, which to me signals very clearly Dumont wants to put the hands of the basketball into his and allow him to chart the course of the team. Dumont will have complete and full confidence in Ujiri's ability to do so, and everyone who is going to be within Ujiri's orbit will need to fall in line with that. And we got a few minutes with you left here, but that to me is the biggest sign of what this hire looks like, and based off of the comments that we're seeing, from the team, is that Ujiri is going to have the autonomy to run this team how he sees fit here.
Yeah, because I think Patrick Dumont has made it clear. Again, he's been the owner now he's been the operating owner for 2.5 years. The previous operating owner, as we all know, very much wanted to be involved in basketball decisions.
Correct.
I think Patrick Dumont has made it pretty clear he doesn't want to be. Obviously, he's got to give final sign-off on big moves and anything that involves a significant contract, anything that involves a significant amount of financial outlay. But Patrick Dumont wants someone to run basketball and tell him what we should be doing. Also, Patrick Dumont is running Sands Corp, and that's a job that takes up a lot of his time. And that is where, that's a major priority in his life. So, again, that's why, Masai Ujiri, I think, like we said, a lot of he checks a lot of boxes on the list of things that we knew Patrick Dumont was looking for. And yeah, tomorrow is going to be
a movie.
Tomorrow's going to be must see TV when he's at the podium.
And we'll be, Mark, has it come out when the press conference is? Do you know?
2 p.m.
tomorrow.
2 p.m. tomorrow at the
2
American
p.m.
Airlines Center.
All right, so we're not going to be streaming. We're not going to be doing our show at noon tomorrow.
You'll
win, Mark.
You'll be very pleased with that.
We'll do the show
Congrats
after.
to Marc Stein.
That's right. Stein, before we
Yes,
let
indeed.
you go, yes. Before we let you go, any else that you can let us know about this hire, as Masai Ujiri has been named the new president and alternate governor of the team, as we get ready to let you go here? Any final thoughts, words, reported that you have for us here?
Look, I mean, there's a lot of questions that we can't answer yet, but the digging in starts immediately. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, because it's kind of been, for the past week, it's been building towards this. Like, it just became apparent that everyone else who was talked about was just going to be out of the Mavericks' reach. But it was also talked about that clearly they did not just want to do what Chicago did and interview 5 executives who currently work as a number 2 elsewhere and choose the best person. Like, they wanted, it really seemed like, unless they could make this kind of hire, and that is one thing you have to say, there's no salary cap when it comes to hiring who runs your basketball team.
Absolutely.
So you would want Patrick Dumont to go after someone who's got a resume, who's got the history. Masai Ujiri won Executive of the Year in Denver, and he won a championship in Toronto. So
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
those are, yeah. I mean, resume wise.
No.
Oh.
Did we lose Stein?
That's all right. We appreciate our guy Marc Stein for joining us
thanks.
here.
He's got a radio show.
He's got a radio show. So you could check out all of Marc Stein's. If you missed anything during our show, you can go back and watch what Stein had to say about the hire of Masai Ujiri, who's been named the team president and alternate governor of the team. I do want to add some additional context. This coming from Tim McMahon of ESPN, who was part of the reporting of the initial announcement that Ujiri is being hired as a team. So part of the article that he has put out along with Sham Charania, quote, Ujiri, who's 55, was highly recommended to Patrick Dumont as he discussed candidates with people within the league that he trusts, sources said. Patrick Dumont first met with Masai Ujiri, check this out, during a 4-hour lunch in Las Vegas back in December. Rick Welts.
4-hour lunch.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's a hell of a lunch.
It's a long lunch.
That's a hell of a lunch.
After we basically had a 4-hour lunch sitting by the grill, I'm about ready to eat.
Rick Welts, the Mavericks CEO, and Mavericks president of business operations, Ethan Kaysen, also met with Ujiri early on in the process. So this has been apparently in the works for quite some time. Their first conversations taking place in December back in Las Vegas. That's a hell of a lunch, 4 hours. What you eating for 4 hours?
I don't know. I mean, whenever we went out to dinner that night in Vegas, we were there for probably, 2 or 3?
Yeah, but we had a hell of a meal, and,
They probably did, too.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably did, too. Yeah, good point.
Might have thrown back a few drinks. Might have had a great time. I mean, work starts now. I would say, based on what Mark was saying, too, with just his lack of fear of being aggressive, and sometimes, hey, look, sometimes the wind blows and makes a little bit of a mess.
Winds of change.
Yeah. Sometimes you try and be aggressive and you try and make a trade and it doesn't really work out. But a lot of the moves that he made in Toronto did improve the team and got them closer to winning a title. They won a title. He made some moves after that. Some were probably not necessarily totally by choice, but again, whenever he traded away Pascal Siakam, he got 3 first-round picks for him. He traded for Brandon Ingram, and Ingram, I don't necessarily love that move for them, but they just had their best season that they've had in a few years this year.
He's just trying stuff. Like, he's trying to make the team better.
Yeah, now,
with that type of move, he's trying to get the team to a certain standard.
And you have guys on the team this year, PJ, Gafford, Clay, those 3 guys in particular, but then also you're about to enter into extension conversations and discussions with guys like Lively and Najee and Max Christie. Well, Masai didn't draft any of those guys. He didn't sign any of those guys. He didn't trade for any of those guys. This is about as clean a slate as you can possibly have. Granted, there are some guys like Caleb Martin might be tough to move. Clay, not tough to move. Kyrie, probably not tough to move. Coop, you're never going to move him. So, all of these players are now, not necessarily on the trade block, but, who knows who's going to be on the Mavs next year? He could completely start over, and all of these guys are movable. I don't think the Mavs have a single player on their team right now that is untradeable. That is just no team would touch with a 10-foot pole. For any reason. Masai can go, he can make whatever kind of move. If he wants to pull back, if he wants to go in, if he wants to do a couple changes around the edges, whatever he wants to do, he has the ability to do, and they have enough picks to grease the wheels to make some tiny things happen.
Yeah.
Or he can say, hey, Mavs get the 3rd pick in the draft. I'm actually going to go ship that out for a star. I have no idea what he wants to do. I don't know what he wants to do. I can't wait to find out, though.
And so, one, if you're watching this, please subscribe to the podcast. We do the show every day. We'll do the show tomorrow. On that note, Cooper Flagg is the perfect Masai Ujiri player. He's essentially Scotty Barnes on steroids. I've said that multiple times in the show that he reminds me a lot of Scotty Barnes.
He's got a new Kawhi.
And Scotty
He's got
Barnes,
a new Kawhi in essence.
We just saw Scotty Barnes outplay Donovan Mitchell in a full playoff there. Completely outplayed every single player. He was the best player in the Raptors-Cavs series was Scotty Barnes. He's going to represent probably Team USA as one of their forwards going into Team USA summer. And Cooper Flagg might also be the other forward for Team USA in that summer. And now Masai Ujiri, who loves Scotty Barnes, essentially his last great draft pick, essentially gets a younger, probably better version of Scotty Barnes. He's the perfect Masai Ujiri player. These are some of the players that Masai Ujiri found in the back of the first round. The Mavs owned the Oklahoma City Thunder pick, which is 30th. He found Pascal Siakam, everybody. He was the 27th pick in the draft. He found OG Anunoby, who's one of the best perimeter defenders, wing stoppers in the NBA. He's the 23rd pick in the draft. Scotty Barnes was 4th. Jakob Poeltl was 9th. Norman Powell was the 46th pick. He found him. Fred VanVleet, everyone, was undrafted. Masai Ujiri found this guy. the Mavs are going to have late picks. They have swaps with so many teams, sadly, because they don't own the swaps. They are going to get the worst of all of their swaps. They're going to have to find talent in the back of the first round, and there's probably no active GM outside of the Oklahoma City Thunder with Sam Presti that has shown the ability to find like all-star, all-NBA caliber players, either undrafted or in the back of the first round. You could not have probably found a better option to lead your front office to find those bad swaps that the Mavs will have. When the Spurs are going to get a swap for them, the Spurs are going to be good, everybody. The Thunder have a swap with the Mavs. The Thunder are going to be good, everybody. They're going to have to find quality talent in the back of the first round, and Masai Ujiri has proven it over and over again. And like you said, with the draft coming up, a lot of Mavs fans like Darius Acuff. This is a guy that is completely out of the Masai Ujiri just lexicon of players that he's selected. So it's going to be just very interesting to see, especially when the lottery is this week, this Sunday, Mother's Day, Bobby Carel's 35th birthday.
That's right.
Oh,
Happy early birthday, dude. We do
early birthday,
one
Bobby
show
He's
in
been red the
Louisville,
whole day.
and the Mavs sign Masai. The Mavs go out and get.
So it's the Louisville air is the reason why it's happening.
I said it right off the top of the dang show, dude. Everything is different in Louisville. It's pitchfork time. It's throw your L's up.
Oh, wow.
It's maroon and white. Come on, farmers, let's fight. It's the band that marches with pride, and it is the basketball team that is generally managed and presidented of basketball operation.
We got about
Masai Ujiri.
We got about 10 minutes left before we get out of here today.
Do we? We can keep going all day. Oh, my laptop is about to die.
Yeah.
And so is the camera battery.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're on live right now. Yeah, we're on live right now. You're okay.
We're a Mavs basketball podcast.
Yeah.
We're out here for partner with fellow Big Sisters.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Fellow Mogger walks in.
By the way, over 700 of you watching us live right now as we speak. So really appreciate all of you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Heck yeah, let us know in the chat how you feeling about the hire. We did a poll earlier, and there was about 82-ish, 84% of people like the hire, which means 16 to 18% didn't. Now, no move is ever going to be 100% popular, except for, I guess, drafting Coop number one. Even that wasn't probably 100%. But how you feeling? Do you like the trade? Do you think it's a good deal? Do you think Mavs should have gone for, I don't know, somebody else? I don't know who it would be.
And we've ran through, Ron did so just a moment ago as well, the track record that Masai Ujiri has put together during the 12 years that he was running the Toronto Raptors. Yes, things didn't necessarily end great at the end, but there were a lot of mitigating factors in Toronto with the ownership group and directional changes, things that were happening there that really saw that a change was needed, and really a parting of both ways for both Ujiri and the ownership group of Toronto there. But at the same time, the most fascinating part for me will be the direction he charts for what he wants his head coach to look like. Because, yes, Jason Kidd has taken a team to the Western Conference Finals. He has taken a team to the NBA Finals. Yes, with a player who is no longer here, obviously. But there's an owner who does love the idea of Jason Kidd continuing to coach Cooper Flagg going forward. That may not necessarily be the case and plan for Masai Ujiri to go forward with Jason Kidd as his head coach. So that, to me, is going to be very interesting to watch on how he charts that course, and what the direction of the team looks like, philosophically what that looks like, what they want to look like from a brand standpoint on the floor and type of basketball they want to play, and who best executes that vision based on the way Masai Ujiri goes about it. He found Nick Nurse, who wound up being his head coach to lead his team to a championship. Dwayne Casey was a former coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
Made the difficult decision to move on from Dwayne Casey.
Very right.
Very
ballsy.
And brought in Nick Nurse, who, yes, they traded for Kawhi, but he helped, lead that team to a championship.
That team was loaded. He built that team. Kawhi was a great closer. Kawhi's an amazing player. That team was absolutely
OG, Pascal,
loaded.
traded
Norman
for Serge Ibaka, drafted Norman Powell.
Gasol,
and Casey was fired.
Kyle Lowry.
Casey was fired the year he won NBA Coach of the Year.
This guy's a gambler.
And he moved on.
And he built the Nuggets team a previous era of basketball beforehand. Like, he built the Nuggets team that I believe he was there whenever they beat the Mavs in the Western they went to the Western Conference Finals in 2009. They beat the Mavs in the first round, and then that was the farthest the Nuggets had gone in the playoffs in ages.
Ages.
And then 1 year later, he traded Melo.
He did?
Yeah.
This was the every player was on the
And
move. You had the Heat,
robbed
and
the
then
New York Knicks.
and yeah,
Absolutely
he got
pure
a
robbery.
king's ransom from the Knicks,
Melo.
which then helped Tim Connolly, actually, of all people, who replaced Masai.
Yep.
Tim Connolly then took a lot of some of the pieces that he got in that Melo trade and then built a title team.
Yeah. This is a front office executive who is not afraid to make very big, bold moves, whether it be on the coaching front, from a player personnel standpoint, and otherwise. So I'm so interested to hear the numbers that Patrick Dumont convinced him to come take this job. We talked about it earlier. He got Rick Wells to come out of retirement, arguably the best CEO that you could find, and convinced him to come run his team from a business standpoint. In essence, money whipped him to come take the job. I'm so interested to see the number that comes in on what Masai Ujiri is going to get to not only become the team president, but alternate governor. But it also feels like Patrick Dumont said, look, man, go run this team. I'm going to be over here with Sands Core. You got the team. If you need me, you got me on speed dial. Just give me a call. Let me know what you need, and I got you. Stein made the point, too, as well. Money is no object for the Dumont and Adelson family.
No.
And there's no salary cap on hiring executives. And I'm sure it took a real big bag and then some to get Ujiri, and he got him.
And then
he got him.
I have a little news. Just texted some people, got some stuff back.
Oh.
And so
some people think they know,
but Ron knows sports.
That's right.
We because I'm interested in the coaches. Like, what's coaching news? I texted some people involved in the organization. They just found out. So some of the coaches with the Dallas Mavericks are just finding out, as well as some people in the front office are like just finding out about the move to the Masai Ujiri. They don't know if they will be back. Like, they're not saying that they will not be back, but it is not like, hey,
there's a lot of turnover.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Even whenever there's no change,
100%.
there's a lot of turnover. Like when there's no change at the top, but with there being change, I mean, that
people are waiting to see what's their position. Are they going to be back as a coach? Are they going to be back in the front office? Whoever it is.
But I mean, that
extends, are still waiting.
That extends to head coach. That extends to Matt Riccardi, to Michael Finley. That extends to the entire scouting department, analytics department. That extends to the medical staff, if there was one. That, I mean, every aspect of the team.
That's another big job that he's got to figure out too.
Yeah,
He's hiring a new medical staff.
Everything is connected. So people within the organization, the feel is we are going to wait and see what happens. This move was not made with, hey, we're going to keep everyone that's already in the building. This move was made with, hey, you're our guy. We'll figure everything out second. And I'm not sure if that extends, like you said, to Jason Kidd, or does that just extend to everyone else outside of Jason Kidd?
Everybody, man.
We will see tomorrow.
Everyone.
And I'm pretty sure that'd be one of his first questions that he'll be asked is Jason Kidd your guy?
Well, and what he's going to say is, look, I'm excited to be here, and I'm going to have meetings about it, and everything is going to be, which is genuinely true.
Yeah, right. It's very true.
I mean, Masai knows these people. He's been Masai knows Frank Vogel, but
of course,
it's going to be Masai's job to determine how much to pay every assistant coach and the head coach, and if he wants them, it's going to be his job. He's going to evaluate everything. So,
and he's got resources.
The lottery coming up was going to be the big thing, and then after that, it was going to be a month of chilling out until the draft. But now for the Mavs, it's the lottery, and then now it's evaluate everything. And there's going to be a lot of hirings. There's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of stuff. It's so exciting. Oh my God,
man,
that is
change is fun. Change can be scary. I know there's some people in the chat. I see you saying that you don't like the hire, whatever that. You don't like the movie
made,
perfect
hire.
Sure,
it's
but
okay to be nervous.
But it's change, and change is exciting. Whether or not you like the hire, it's something different. And there's no way. What I can tell you, I sat here the last day of the season with you, Kevin. Remember? Mm-hmm. And I said, Tanner, you marked it. I said there is no way that the next 2 years, that the next season in particular, will be worse than anything we've experienced the last 2 years.
No,
there is simply a 0% chance. So even if you hate the trade, it is still hate the hire, there's still a massive, massive upgrade over everything that we've experienced the last 2 years together right here on this show.
And also,
better days are not only ahead, they're here. We're in them.
I'm excited.
In Louisville.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And I'll say this as we end here. No matter how you feel about Patrick Dumont, there's still a lot of hard feelings about Patrick Dumont and the way that he conducted himself in the wake of course, the Luka Doncic trade. Everything that he has done since that exact moment has been, I'm going to get the biggest, best names that you can actually find, and I'm going to bring them here, and we're going to change this thing, and things are not going to be the same. And he has kept true to his word. Rick Welts, Masai Ujiri, no matter how you feel about the hire, he has committed to doing everything that he can to wash himself from what was, the trade on February 1st, and he's made good on it so far. So good for him for realizing the mistake and obviously trying to do his. Yeah, he's been going real hard.
He's going hard in the paint.
But the thing, he's got the money and the wealth and the resources to do it. He's using it to do it. And today it culminates in the hiring of Masai Ujiri. Masai Ujiri has been named the team president and alternate governor of the Dallas Mavericks. Their press conference, will take place at 2 p.m. tomorrow at the American Airlines Center. We will be having our live show after that press conference is over with. A time will still be determined on that, but just know we will have our live show tomorrow after that press conference. Again, scheduled at 2 p.m. tomorrow at the American Airlines Center. Will Patrick Dumont, we believe, will be in attendance for this, as well as Masai Ujiri. The breaking news has been named the Mavericks team president and alternate governor moving forward to have oversight over all basketball decisions and the direction for Cooper Flagg and the franchise going forward. Appreciate it, Tanner.
No. We got to do Tankathon. We have to do Tankathon still. So Tanner, we don't have on our remote set, we don't have the technology to actually show you. So you're just going to have to believe what it is that I say, where the Mavs finish. And I will not lie. We have two witnesses here. Tanner, I'll even show you the screen.
I'm watching them closely, everyone.
All right. So if the Mavs actually win the lottery, just trust me, it actually did happen. But let's see if they got the Masai bump. So far, we've got the Kristen bump. We got some sort of bump last week, I don't remember. But the last spin we did, the Mavs fell all the way down to it was the Tyler bump. Did we get? I think we got
Tyler
bumps
Rucker,
both
did we
days.
jump for him? I think.
But the Mavs fell all the way down to 11th on Friday.
I saw y'all's crash out. That was hilarious.
The worst
saw that. I wound up watching that. Yeah, that was hilarious.
And the final spin of the Matt Riccardi, Michael Finley era.
Oh, what did that mean?
We should have known. The page.
Or did we know?
All right, so now this is the first sanctioned official Tankathon spin of the Masai Ujiri era, and it's coming down. Kevin?
In 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Come on, Masai. Okay.
A 4. Okay,
There we go.
We'll take that.
There we go.
Dude, better days are
Caleb
not only
Wilson.
ahead.
And I said Caleb Wilson earlier.
Caleb Wilson is like the most Masai Ujiri player of all time.
Yeah,
I like it. Let me get the guy that bangs his head on the backboard. That's the guy Masai Ujiri wants. Let me get the guy that he hurts the backboard doesn't hurt him. Let's get that guy.
So the Mavs move up to 4. Here's how it turns out. AJ DeBonsa goes number 1 to Utah.
That's actually the ultimate Masai Ujiri guy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's the Masai guy.
Darren Peterson, number 2 to Indiana. Cam Boozer goes 3 to the Atlanta Hawks, who just keep jumping up. Caleb Wilson goes 4 to your Dallas Mavericks. Masai would sprint to the podium and make the pick himself.
Sprint.
Kingston Fleming's number 5 to Washington. Sorry, Ron. Keaton Wagler, number 6 to Brooklyn. Darius Acuff, 7 to Sac. Nate Ament to Memphis. Braden Burries to Milwaukee. That's a future Dallas Maverick. And Michael Brown to Chicago. At 10. That rounds it out. The Mavs have now moved up 2 of our last 4 spins. They've moved up 20 times in our 72 spins, which is 2 out of 7. That's around 27-ish percent, which is roughly their odds of moving up right now. So it's about 1 out of every 3, or 3 out of every 10. Sorry, they're going to move up. So yeah, it's we take the wins. The future is bright. Presented by Shady Rays. All right.
We want to thank our hosts today here at the Lakes at Castle Hills
Beautiful golf course
here in Louisville, Texas, as we've been here for the 59th annual Bright Industries Golf Classic. Of course, supporting big brothers, big sisters. Thank you to our guests, Nick Crain, BBBS Regional Board Member, and also Bryan Cooper, Beat Leaders Board Member as well, for joining us on the show today. If you missed anything, make sure you go back, download our podcast. Just search DLLS Mavs wherever you get your podcast.
Come on home, baby.
Give it a 5-star rating and write a review.
We will have timestamps in the description, because we did an hour-long show that was fantastic before the news broke.
Yeah. That's right. Before the news
we did
broke.
A whole show.
Yeah. We've done a 2-hour show. We've done a 2-hour show today.
Yeah. I mean, we were gonna sign off.
Yes.
We were gonna bring Stein on just for a quick chit chat.
We were going at 11.
Yeah.
But then
that was 12.
So there's, I don't know how we're gonna do this on YouTube. I guess we could. Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk about show.
So again, thank you to our host today here at the Lakes at Castle Hills Golf Course here in Louisville, Texas. Make sure you go to bbbs.org. Tanner, you can throw that QR code screen up there one more time. Go to bbbs.org and you can become a big today. You can scan a QR code that you see on your screen as well.
Yeah, and KJ, can I jump in real quick? I'm sorry. Sure. So we had some guests on, including Nick Crain, who covers the Thunder, unfortunately, but he was on the show with us, and he said that there is a waiting list right now. There's 400 people on the waiting list. 300 of them are young men, 100 of them are young women that need a mentor, that are waiting to be matched with a big. So if you are an adult watching this, okay, if you are a grown-up, whether you are a man or a woman, no matter your gender identity, whatever, there are kids that are waiting to be matched with someone that could just spend an hour a week with them, or an hour a month in person, and half an hour once per week online. You get to mentor a kid, you get to see them grow, you get to help put them in a position to succeed. All the data shows that kids that do match with bigs have a much, much higher chance of achieving academic success, career success, life success, and everything. So you can make a huge difference in someone's life. And I know a lot of people are joining now that were not with us whenever we were talking to those guys earlier in the show. So I just wanted to share that information.
So, again, we appreciate all of you hanging out with us here today. Again, if you missed anything during our program, you can go back and watch our show. And, again, download and subscribe to our podcast, the DLLS Mavs podcast, wherever you get your podcast for free. Give it a 5-star rating and write a review for it while you're there. Shout out to our guy, Marc Stein, our National NBA Insider, for joining us here on the program as well. Worked through all the technical difficulties to get him on the program for the biggest and best news regarding the Mavericks hiring Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. Press conference at 2 p.m. tomorrow at the American Airlines Center. We will be live afterwards with all the reaction to an absolute bombshell being dropped in a good way for once around here when it comes to this team, as Masai Ujiri will take over for the Dallas Mavericks. Appreciate our guy Tanner, making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. Thank you to our GM Ben for keeping the cloth down on the table as much as he possibly could today with the wind blowing out here at Castle Hills. Appreciate him for that. That is our DLLS Mavs analyst, very excited Louisville farmer.
Very.
Bobby Corella. That's
far down.
I knew it. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. That is our very stylish, very handsome Mog DLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Harrod Jr. I'm merely your host, Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We will talk to you tomorrow.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
Right here on
the press
DLLS Sports after Masai Ujiri's introductory press conference. Y'all be good. We'll talk to you then. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.